It's gonna start. I got my chocolate bar right here. Okay, and we are live. What's up, people? It's me and Pierce. We both got the Hunter virus. It's so weird, right? They release it in the air, and they be like, nah, 5 people on the boat gave it to everybody on the planet. It's just weird. How you doing, man?
I'm surviving, man. What else can be done at this point?
Bro, you just ain't right. I mean, it's hard enough with the gas prices. Now this goddamn rat virus. First was the bat in somebody's chicken soup. Now it's a rat on a boat. I just
Goddamn
can't deal.
animals, man.
I can't deal, bro. Oh, Olaf is in the house. Hey, man. Okay, so I'm sure a lot of people really want to know where the hell you been, bro. So you can start explaining to the folks what the heck has been happening.
Uh, just been trying to survive electricity problems in the hood, man. You know, everything, like every video I've actually been posting, I've been editing with my phone. And it's been so difficult using like a computer consistently because you have power for like a day or two, and then the next day like it's out for like 8 hours or something, and then they gotta call like the people to fix it. And when they come, the people that are like stealing the power are gonna like threaten them with guns and stuff, and then those guys don't want to fix the electricity no more. So now you gotta depend on like local technicians who know how to fix it, and you gotta pay them like a hefty fee, bro. So been dealing with all sorts of like problems here, but it looks like it's going to get like a little bit stable now, and we'll see, man. Winter's only starting now, so I don't know how far it's going to be stable. It's only May. You can only rest after like August or something.
Bruh, and it's already freezing, man.
Yes, fucking free.
Like I got 2 blankets on right now. And a damn I don't know, a beanie. And a beanie on, bruh. I cannot imagine next month. It's gonna be hell on earth, bruh. Cause I don't have a heater. For whatever reason, you put a heater in here, it finished all the electricity. I'm like, damn.
Yep, those things, child electricity, are crazy, man.
Bruh, like, what is a nigga supposed to do? I have a gas heater, but a giant gas tank of like, it's like 8 kgs. Guess how long it lasts? 19 hours worth of gas.
19 hours?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that is like a scam, bro.
It's a scam, bro, and it's $400 for one gas tank. I'm like, y'all are insane.
That is crazy, man. We use like a gas stove here sometimes to save electricity, and it survives like a month because we don't use it like all the time. We just use it for like emergencies and stuff, you know. Because in my house we only cook like twice a day, sometimes once. Because especially when the kids are at school and stuff, I don't really cook that much, so it helps if you're just using it for cooking. But for a heater, especially in winter, bro, that shit's gonna go like fast.
Man, especially there in Gauteng. It's cold as a mall over there.
Dude, it's fucking crazy cold here. But I have my sister in Cape Town, and she's like, it is cold over there as well. Like, pretty cold.
Yeah, it's pretty much the Arctic that side. Escapa, they still call it, you know. So,
It's cold as fuck, man. It's cold. Ooh.
okay, so you recently reviewed Bloody Hell at long last, you know, and I'm sure for those who've watched it, the haters are gonna say, I paid you off to make sure, you know, you rub my back, make sure you say nothing bad, you're biased, blah blah blah. So guys, if you haven't seen it yet, Link is in the description box right now on Pierce's channel. He just dropped the bloody hell review. So, tell us a summary basically of your experience reading it, right? You don't have to mention everything that you mentioned in the video, and why you don't have a bias.
I mean, I don't have a bias because even in the video I critiqued it, like the mishaps, what I think is like something that'll pull in the overall experience a bit down, like the excessive exposition, and sometimes, when um you're dropping the lore or like the power system. So I can't be biased. If I'm biased, I would probably be glazing the shit out of it the whole time, right? Isn't that how
Yep.
people who are biased would review something? So I got the negatives and the positives in there, but really, like, I focused more on the writing because I feel like that's something I have more expertise on, and I kind of like the writing of it. It's interesting. It's funny because I was talking to someone about it, and I was telling them about how I'm reading this manga. I was talking to a girl, and we were talking about how it's funny how your main character is called Jacob, and he's a vampire. And it was like funny because she had just watched Twilight, and she was like, "I don't think that's fucking with my mind. I don't like that. Jacob is a werewolf."
What?
Yeah, it was fucking fun because in Twilight there's a guy called Jacob and he's a werewolf.
Oh.
Yeah, and in your story, Jacob is a vampire.
Oh, I see. I got the two mixed up. I thought Jacob was also a vampire, but the vampire was called Edward. Edward, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
So yeah, but we were mostly talking about how like a lot of vampire stories don't tell you where the vampires came from. Like the world has vampires, and it's just expect you to go with it. Like there's no backstory for the vampires. Like unlike in maybe Resident Evil, but I don't think those are vampires. But like they go to like the lab and stuff. They explain like, okay, Resident Evil came from this. But vampire stories in general, they just like there's vampires. That's it. Just go with the story. But in Bloody Hell, you actually took the time to like create, like a meteor crater, like some lore behind why the vampires exist, which I like. I like that. I think that's a good development there.
Okay. Yeah, and yeah, I wanted somebody who could see a few other things that I was putting in there. You picked up on the Nietzsche, you mentioned how there is a lot in the world of Bloody Hell, but most of it is about the inner world. That was a very, very insightful observation over there, because yeah, it is about the inner world. As much as there can be details about power system or that dimension or whatnot, you understand that it's not the point. It's not the point of it. But would you say you realize it's not the point because you know me, or the story itself just reveals to the reader, if you read properly, that isn't the point?
No, I think the story, like, it tells us. The story by itself is enough, because if you pay attention, like, you're gonna get Jacob, and he has, like, internal thoughts, and not just internal thoughts, but he has that, like, inner world, which, like, I was actually surprised, because when I was reading it, I thought only Jacob had that inner world, right? But then when I read more, I saw that even Lancelot got that, and Lancelot is a human. So I was like, so everyone has an inner world then. And then I was like, no, but then Lancelot has like a fairy with him. So then I was like, oh, that's interesting. So I'm like, that's actually one of the most interesting aspects to me, because I want to know more about that. I want to know if it's because of the fairies, or does like every character have an inner world?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like, every human being, in theory, has an inner world, but now we know that, no, not really. Some people are just NPCs. So, I'd like to say everyone has an inner world, but the real answer is no. You know, those people whom I show to have an inner world, usually like a fairy is like what awakens you to the inside, you know, or it has to be some major experience. So when Alex was fighting Lancelot, I didn't show that Alex has an inner world, but we will start seeing him in an inner world because of the recent experience. What did you think of that fight between those two?
Alexanderson. Alexanderson. I like that name.
Yep, it's real nice.
Alexanderson. I like, and you know that fight was very reminiscent of Namek, man. It was very Namek-esque to me
What? How?
when I was reading it, man. I'm telling you, I was reading it and I was like, yo, okay, they're fighting, and then like especially when Arthur came, I felt like, okay, that guy's Goku, obviously. But I like the dynamic between Lancelot and Alexanderson because I know Lancelot is probably stronger than Alexander. I just think he's way stronger. That's just something, just my head canon. I think he's like way stronger, even though Alexanderson has like that whole, he's like a hybrid of some sorts. And I'm like, okay, that's cool and all, but like, Lancelot is like that guy, bro. I believe him. He's chilled. He's getting beat, and you see him in his inner world, and he just chilled, bro. He just no.
Yeah.
When I saw that panel, I was like, dude, aren't you drowning or something right now? Why are you this chilled, man? Like, and he's chilled. So I'm thinking Arthur's there, and Lancelot is probably gonna be like, yo, Arthur, stay out of this. I got this. This guy's not even like, that much of a threat. So I like the fight though. I like how the tide shift. It's like it reads like an anime fight. It reads like an anime fight because at the start one person has the upper hand, and then you think that Lancelot has it, and then like no, he doesn't. Alex is not a pushover.
Right.
He still has some stuff in him, right? So I'm very interested to see how it's gonna conclude. I don't want Arthur like to be a part of it though. I don't want him to. I want them to fight, and I just want it to be 1v1, bro.
Damn. Well, I mean, based on what was seen, Lancelot definitely is stronger, especially with what he did in the last chapter. You saw Alex even was kind of admitting that, damn, like this, I'm kind of cooked at this point, right? So
Yeah.
but I did give because this is how I sprinkle a little, what's the word? Cookies, right? Is it called cookies or Easter eggs?
Crumbs, yeah. Crumbs Easter egg, yeah.
Right. Like Lancelot's team when they were watching his cousins, one of them said, I don't know if Lancelot actually won this. Notice Lancelot just transformed, but the vampire hasn't. See? Yeah, that always keeps you like, wait, so what's going on? Who actually is stronger at this point? I mean, Lancelot might have an advantage right now, but if Alex went full power from the get-go, right? Lancelot going full power from the get-go makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Dude, I think I just like Lancelot. I like his staff. I like his like attitude, man. Like he's my second favorite character, honestly. I think he needs more screen time, man.
Oh, for real?
I like it. The problem is, I used to like Alexanderson, but then, like, when they told him about Arthur and stuff, he lost his cool way too fast, man. I was like, dude, how come Jacob has more cool than you, and Jacob just learned composure like 2 chapters ago? What's going on?
I mean, yeah.
I was like, dude, how can you just... We're literally fighting, people, Dracula's men over here, and, like, we need you, man. And you're, like, taken over by your emotions? Come on, bro. So after that, I was like, Lancelot, kick this guy's ass, man. Like, come on. He doesn't even deserve to face Arthur, bro. Come on.
Yeah, that he does not, I will say that, I mean, that part, that justification Alex gave Jacob, that, dude, you were training for 200 years to kill this nigga Dracula. You gonna judge me now that I want revenge all of a sudden? They killed
I
my
like
pops.
that.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you know what? He has a point. You know, shut up, Jacob. You're not the guy. Maybe Lisa can say something. I don't know. The butler, Charles, maybe they can say something. But like you, nah, bro.
Yeah. So he got him there, bro. He totally got him. And that, what about that part? Like, I'm really curious how you felt about the part where Jacob again, like, sees his parents dead. You know, it happened in volume 2, then it happened in volume 3. But in volume 3, it's different. You know, he doesn't really break, right? He sees his parents again, dead, but there's a change, a positive one.
Yeah, I did notice that actually. It was like it reminded me of um, the Flash actually. I know it's a weird thing, but that whole thing reminded me of the Flash and the Flashpoint paradox. It's like sometimes the things that you want the most, like sometimes you outgrow them, right? You outgrow the things that you want the most. That's how I felt when I saw that chapter, and I was like, it's what's the word, bro? Cathartic. You know, it really was a divine moment because when you were in introducing the King of Light as a character that is like active pretty much, because when I was reading it I was like, so the Lord of Light is like an active presence. It's like I don't know if you watch Avatar, but in Pandora, Awa is kind of like a present god, not like a god that is like outside of the realm of the people. Like they can intervene, they can do stuff. There's a certain word for it, like a god like that. I forgot the specific word, but I was very like I was taken aback when I saw that. Oh, so the god can interact with the people and stuff. At first, I thought it was a trick. Actually, I was like, dude, don't go into the light. Like, do not do that. And then he went into the light, and I was like, okay. But all of that, like, it just makes me understand Jacob's composure with everything, but how he's taking everything because he's just looking at them. The heads are right there. I did not like that imagery actually. The heads are like talking to him, bro. Come on. If the studio was like, let's animate this, how the fuck would they do that?
Gotta put that horror in there, you know?
Yeah, it's like so much body horror. I was like, this is not a shonen, bro. Like, no.
With his mom's face chewed off a bit.
Like, yeah, it was like chewed off. When I looked at it, I was like, bro, like that's like Two-Face-esque. I was like, dude, this is like dark, man. It's like really dark. And then the next panel is literally like Dracula towering over him, and then there's the moon at the back. Like, cause when I read manga most of the time, like the first time I read it, I just focus on like the image, like the imagery in the whole thing. I just look at like the panels. I don't read much the first time I read it. So I was just looking at just the visuals only. Like I was just trying to see if I can like get the narrative without the text. Because when I'm writing it, I always think about that. Like, wow, if the reader can understand the images without the text, half of my job is done, right? I don't have to go hard on the dialogue, the exposition and stuff, right? So that's what I do sometimes. And then when I read it again, and then I go like layers and layers into the writing and stuff, so I can construct it much better.
That's what's up. Like reinforcing the message with the imagery is ultra important, because I've noticed some manga, it's like they can try to be cinematic for the sake of being cinematic. I would like every panel to represent a bigger idea than just the words being put there in a speech bubble. So like it just gives a new level of immersion, right? Because you can tell with the body language of like, I know what this means, I know what this symbolizes before I even read it. So yeah, in fact, when I'm done with chapter 31, I'm gonna send it to you. You're gonna be like your brain's gonna explode. That's like, wait. I thought Dracula was that. I thought the King of Light was this. And what
Yeah.
is this? What's happening now? Because you mentioned that I subvert ideas. Explain that, because I don't think I was consciously aware that I was subverting ideas.
Well, it's like I think every volume, you're like there's there's a core idea, like even the themes, right? The themes are like, okay, there's a king, he wants to do good, but then he tries to do good, but then the just king, there's like the different tropes that you use when you're writing. You always like take the tropes and you push them until they're not the tropes anymore. Like I've always wondered, like, what's gonna happen when the just king is not a just king anymore? What can push the just king to the limit until he's not a just king? But that's like just thinking, right? Just writing techniques at play. But you like even chosen ones, usually the main character is the chosen one. Like we're watching him because we know that he's gonna be the one to defeat the big bad guy, right? But not in bloody hell. Like it's subverted in that way where the main character is actually fighting a different battle entirely. He thinks he's fighting Dracula, but he's not, right? And Arthur, you would assume Arthur is like, because he's destined to defeat Dracula, right? But that's not really his mind. He's at, like, doesn't even think about Dracula. I don't think there's a single panel in the whole thing where Arthur is thinking about Dracula.
Yeah, that is so true.
He's not there at all, man. And Jacob, that's what most of his thoughts are about. But we know that Jacob is not that guy, and Arthur is that guy. But Arthur is focused like on something completely different. That's what I mean by like subverting expectation, because we expect Arthur, because he's destined to fight Dracula, he's probably like, oh my god, I need to train and fulfill my destiny. But no, he's just thinking about his empire, right? He's thinking about people. He's thinking about evil in the world, humanity. He's thinking about the bigger picture.
Right.
And it's not just in the characters. I think even like the dialogue, right? Like bloody hell. When Jacob says bloody hell, it's always like, okay, he said it. He said the thing. You know that meme?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just comes out of nowhere. I'm like, oh, okay. Because you know how usually in stories like the audience is always assuming what the title means. Like, oh my god, what does bloody hell mean? Like, why is bloody hell the title of the story, right? So you think it's something crazy, and then you hear Jacob say it in the middle of nowhere, like, oh, okay, it's not that deep, it's just bloody hell, But then again, no, it's layers, right? My assumption is that, like, I know this is probably not true, but bloody hell, it's like Jacob's blood, he has vampire blood, right? And he has all this rage, and it's driving him crazy. He's living in, like, hell on earth, right? Bloody hell. I think that's where the title comes from. That the main character has this blood in him that's giving him hell. Bloody hell. I think that's where it comes from, but that's probably not true. It's like a headcanon of mine. But I like that a lot of things you read it, you think they're going there, but they're not going there. Right? It's like Dracula, you would assume that he's just a big bad guy, and then when Arthur lays it down, and you're like, no, this guy is like Herb Thorn, kind of, He's like, he wanted to do good, and then he just fell into it. I actually love the Dracula backstory. It's one of my favorite aspects of the story.
Like, I see that you also haven't caught on, bro. Like, I guess no one has. The backstory is King August goes.
Don't spoil it.
I'm not spoiling it. It's in that same chapter. So I'm like, how come they didn't pick this up? Right? King August goes to the cave, and there was something in the cave waiting for him.
Oh, no. Vessel. That's the key word, huh?
That's the key word.
Ah, okay.
Right. So, yeah. Yeah. You didn't catch that?
Nope, not at all, man. Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, it's
I would
interesting.
I would lie and say, yeah, bro, I totally caught it, but nope, I did not catch it. I think I was not there at all, man. I just like the idea of, like, someone who's, like, good and who wants to do good, and everyone sees him as the leader, like the savior, and then he just comes back and is fucking Dracula, bro. Like,
Yeah, I know now it's gonna make it sound like, oh, so the real Dracula is just a big bad monster after all. That's the nice thing about the next chapter. If you felt bad for Dracula now, him being in August's body, when you know the real one, you're gonna be like, I understand why he's doing all of this. It actually makes sense. Because that's the thing about villains. They have to be right in order for there to be, stakes involved, right?
yep,
Because
yep.
it's really gonna challenge the main character as to like, is should I even kill this guy? I mean, Jacob can't, but is there even a point in resisting him, especially what is explained now, blah blah blah? Does Arthur know the bigger picture of this? If he knew what I know now, would he kill Dracula too? You know? So,
It's actually something I wanted to ask you, but it has nothing to do with Dracula. There's this girl. I think she's in volume 3 or something. She came in with Alexanderson. Who is that girl, bruh?
she is the catalyst for the next arc, right?
I thought that. When I was looking at her, I was like, "Yo, who is this character, man?" Like,
Yeah, because she only popped up there in volume 2 and then a little bit in volume 3 where she was scared.
yeah,
And that's been it. But when Alexanderson said, I brought her here because her sister is someone that could help you if we save her, you know.
she
So
looks like she looks like a vampire, bro. She looks like Irene and them.
yeah, she is. Didn't I make that obvious? I thought I
No,
said
no, 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 no. I'm saying like she looks like she's
from
like
the same
Dracula's
family. I see. The same.
kids.
No. She ain't. She ain't.
Yeah, cause I was like, yo, the hair, right, the face. She kind of looks like Irene and them.
Really, she doesn't have the Vegeta hairline though.
It's like the opposite. That's the thing.
Oh, damn! I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I was like, this guy's trying to hide something from us. What is he hiding?
Ah, damn. Well, I'm glad I could make you think about all of that, but no, her backstory is pretty dark. But it's gonna play a big role for Irene, cause you saw when she was fighting her sister, especially that fight, bro. It was pretty hard writing that because I extrapolate from my experience and my own personal evolution. And listeners, this is what you got to do as a writer. So with Irene, you saw when she was fighting Charlotte that she was on the precipice as to like, what does it mean to be a full vampire if she wasn't sick with her disease? What would she be doing all day? Remember when she asked that question to herself?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and then finally Charlotte says, let me explain to you the vampire philosophy, which is brutality.
That's a pretty good panel also. I like that panel.
What do you think about the philosophy of brutality? Was it too simple? Because I was like, man, I don't want to make it too complex, but it shouldn't be too simple either.
Well, when she said it, I was like, that is rather like pretty simple. Because I was thinking maybe they were trying to like reform the world or something. Like, not really world domination, but like create because most of the time when I view vampires, I view them from Irene's perspective. Because she's our vampire, right? She's our vampire ally. And she's not as bad as the other ones. She's like just a normal person, really. And she was outcast. Like, everyone feels like an outcast at some point, right? So I was like viewing the whole vampire thing from her perspective. And when her sister's like berating her as they're fighting, insulting her, like, I was like, bro, this feels like they're just a regular society, right? I didn't feel like they had any um, world domination, mustache twirly type villain ambitions, right? I was like, yo,
Yeah.
when I was reading the fight, they felt like sisters fighting just for the sake of fighting. And Charlotte is just bullying her sister. I just felt like a very relatable like essence to the fight, where I was like, it doesn't feel like they're fighting for brutality or anything. It feels like that's a misdirection, like a red herring, right? It feels like, okay, maybe Charlotte doesn't know Dracula's plans or whatever. Maybe she's saying that because that's what she knows. That's the extent of her knowledge.
Right.
Maybe there's something bigger going on behind the scenes, right? That's what I was thinking about. I did not think that it was actually brutality. Like I was like, nah, that ain't it.
Well, she definitely doesn't know Dracula's plans. No one does. None of his kids, that is. But the day they find out, it's going to be a tad too late, you know. But when Irene made the switch as to like, you know what? Screw y'all. Like the whole three houses of darkness, y'all can keep to yourselves. I'm now going to oppose you. Because in a way, she was holding back. They were both holding back. They're not allowed to kill each other until the order is given. And the order will be given in the new volume because it's like, all right, Irene, you have now, even though you're an outcast, you have now decided to oppose me directly. Now you no longer have, family protection because you are Dracula's outcast daughter. But that switch of like, I am now going to be the woman who fought to protect the weak. And now it was hard because I was like, nigga, this is cope, right? She's coping because she knows she's a weakling. She doesn't know what type of person she would be if she never got the disease. Maybe she would be driven mad by power as well. Who knows how stronger she would be in comparison to her siblings. So it's like, are you sure you want to write a character that's just coping? I'm like, well, it's realistic, isn't it? Isn't it?
I mean, realism can only take you so far, man. You gotta sprinkle some fiction in there.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I did like how she was like in the end just destroying Charlotte, bro. Like when she was like finding out that Lisa might be out, out of the picture, and she just went full beast mode, and she's like, "No, I got two of those, right? Out of the three power systems, she's like, I got two," and I'm like, "Oh shit, okay, let's go." And then it was like, the end of the chapter. Like when I was reading Bloody Hell, it feels like an anime, bro. It feels more like an anime than a manga, actually.
Rashawn also said that too. And
Really?
another friend of mine also said that too. It's like each volume feels like the conclusion of a season. And I'm like, oh, really? I don't know how the heck I did that, but explain the difference then of if you're reading a manga, these are the feelings. If you're watching an anime, these are the feelings. Because looks like I got it twisted.
Well, my understanding is like the way every chapter ends, not even volumes, just like the chapters, like how they end. They always end like that guy from Dragon Ball is going to be like a next time. I don't know. They always have that. Even like the end of volume 2 and Arthur just lands. Like, come on, bro. You know what you were doing there. Don't say you had no idea what you were doing.
Well, cliffhangers are important, sure, but is that why it feels more like an anime because of the cliffhangers?
No, it's more like the set pieces, actually, now that I think about it. It's the cliffhangers, the set pieces, how the fights move. Like, you know how in writing, you write, like, there needs to be blows and stuff, and your stuff is like, I don't know, usually mangakas try to, like, fit everything in a chapter, right? Because you know how they're always scared of getting axed? Yeah, most of the stuff is like rushed through. You can see that, okay, this fight's probably going to end at the end of the chapter. Like, they don't space things out volumes. Like the narrative might be spaced with volume lengths, but even the narrative sometimes may feel rushed. Right now, as I'm talking, I'm thinking about Jujutsu Kaisen because that show is like a lot of fans will tell you that everything is like planned and stuff. I do not believe that. So like the way you write your stuff, I can tell that like you're not worried about getting axed. Like you're just taking your time, right? And the stuff is not really like in that manga deadline type of writing where everything has to wrap up in this chapter. If I'm introducing an idea this chapter, it needs to be understood at the end of this chapter. Your manga feels like the volumes are the chapters.
Oh,
That's why
snap.
that's why it feels like an anime, right? Because an anime is like 20 minutes, and in that 20 minutes, you're gonna find like there's gonna be times where the pacing slows down, right? The story slows down, and then it picks up, and then but overall, at the end of the episode, you're gonna get everything that you need to get. Yours feels like a volume is an episode.
An episode. Damn.
Yeah, a volume feels like an episode. Because when I was reading it, I actually felt like it was way too fucking short for like 4 volumes. I didn't feel like I just read 4 volumes.
Damn. Yeah, that means I did good work there. You know, when something feels short, it means
Yeah,
you want more.
yeah, that's why I think it feels like an anime. The way they fight, the way like the pacing is there, like it just feels like you take your time, you're not rushing anything. Because I think in Weekly Shonen, like if you read, especially Battle Shonen, like they'll try to cram in a lot of ideas, which is like gonna have lots of text. I'm thinking of Hunter x Hunter right now. Yep, Hunter x Hunter, bro. Sometimes you get like 3 pages, just text, no art. You gotta read everything because
Yeah.
it's like very, very like the pacing is But here it feels like it doesn't feel like you were scared of getting asked for. You know, you're like your own publisher. Like, yeah, I can take my time here. It's like,
All right. Well, I'm glad you can see that, bro. I didn't even notice, really. There was Dawson once told me that his favorite character is Julian, and how it's like, dude, you want to introduce this guy, and he's gonna barely be on camera. What do you think about Julian and what he was doing to Ivory? Because you saw in that volume 1, Ivory was running her mouth. And you did mention in the review that where in Arthur's little circle, there is no real conflicts of sword and fist. It's just like people talking and plotting, you know?
yeah, I did mention that. I like that contrast actually. It's like I don't know if you did that like consciously, like on purpose, but I really like that, like because Julian is actually the main character of the Kaiser side of the story. Even though he has a little screen time, like you're thinking about him when they show us Arthur, when they show us Arthur's sister, when they show us everybody. Like you think, what is Julian up to right now? When I'm looking at Lancelot, I'm like, Lancelot, you should have cut Julian's hand, bro. Like that guy he gives me the ABGBs. There's this panel of his where like half of his face is black, and he says something like he's just too brutal, like the rest of them, or some shit like that. And I was like, yo, oh my god! And I think that's when he's busy with Ivory. Oh, I'm like, yo, this guy's fucking creepy, bro. Which is so weird, because the first time you see Julian, she's like, oh, my king. Oh, I'll do anything for you, my king. I was like, oh, that's a nice brother. And then, no, again, with the subversion, man.
Right. I really didn't notice that part where I subverted his, oh, sweet young brother, blah, 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 you know?
Yeah.
But he's a
Because
total...
even when, like, Lancelot is talking with Ivory, he's there like, yeah, no, not in my brother's house, man. Like, you can't be doing this, right? And you're like, wow, this is a stand-up guy. And then, like, a few pages later...
He's like, you're going to have to give it up.
Bruh, I was like... I'm actually very interested in the Kaiser, but I'm actually bored of the like, Jacobs. I'm like, bro. Every time when we get to Jacob, I'm like, what's happening in Kaiser, man? Like,
you know, I totally get it, because in the Jacob side, and there is a visual contrast as well. There's a lot of blacks when Jacob's on screen.
yeah,
You know? A lot
yeah.
of cross hatching and whatnot. like in this newest chapter I'm doing, there's a lot of blacks everywhere because Dracula's there as well. Uh, it gives you maybe a false expectation actually that okay, they're gonna be fighting, Jacob's gonna be screaming. You know, that's what you think is gonna happen. But yeah, there is a fight, maybe there is a scream, but it's not all of that. You know, but I get it. I get it too. Like when you jump back to the Kaiser, there's so much to explore, and with those little kids that were bullying the other little kid, I was like, I have to show what humans are like if there is no greater evil. Who becomes, the most evil, right? And we saw there that, humans become their own little enemies, you know.
Yep, yep. I do like how, like, even though there's so much going on in the story, right? Dracula fighting and everything, you get the time to, like, show us the common folk through Arthur, right? Because Arthur is the guy who's supposed to be anything but common, right? You show the perfect character to display all of that human stuff, because through his eyes, you would expect him to think everyone is a peasant and everything is beneath him. And somehow he's the guy who actually sees the humans and how they act and like their heart, the evil. And he's the guy who gave them this peace, and he can see what his peace has bought, right? It has bought even, I would say probably even greater evil, because this evil hides behind a human smile.
Oh, damn.
That's you can't really destroy this evil like you destroyed the vampires, because with vampires you can have that justification that these are evil people, right? They're killing and pillaging and doing all these stuff that vampires do. But with humans, you always kind of have that doubt. Like, are they really bad? Is it circumstance? Is it this? Is it that? But with vampires, you can kind of create your own narrative, which is what most of the characters do in the story. That's why I was like, Nietzsche is all, like, very evident. Like, all the characters kind of have their own perception of what's going on. Right. And it's really nice that Arthur was the one who was like used to showcase what humans have become in Kaiser.
That was completely subconscious, bro. I didn't plan that at all. And
you know what's funny though? Is that he had to go outside his castle to see that, and he couldn't see that with Julian, which is like the guy next to him.
Oh, damn. I didn't even notice that. But remember when Arthur was talking to his mom in a flashback, talking about why do people lie?
Big Brother and cages and stuff. I remember that conversation.
I mean, when I wrote that, it was not in my mind that, nigga, can't you see Julian's a complete monster? Because even his sister can see that something's wrong with this guy. He's plotting
exactly.
Something. Even Beowulf, something's wrong with your brother.
So I found that really interesting how he had to go outside to see like the evil in humanity, and he can't even like analyze his own brother.
The hand of the king.
Who's like next to him.
Yeah, literally the hand of the king. Wow. Yeah, that's gonna be something else. Now, would you say I went too far? Remember I talk about if people want to put sex scenes in their stories, I prefer that you suggest that, right? Instead of blatantly putting the boobs and ass all over there, right? The way I did it, I suggested it, right? Would you say I did it right? Implying that this is what's happening instead of look at what's happening?
No, you did it pretty well. I found it funny, like, because the way it's written, it was like, oh, okay, they're like, there's something going on. And then she just flat out said, you little pecker. And I was like,
oh, yeah. That's Ivory's greatest weapon, her mouth. But clearly, it gets her in trouble all the time.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, okay. And he's there like, let's go. 6 more rounds. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that I had to put that
Yeah.
Games of Thrones action in there.
Nah, it makes sense in Kaiser. Like I get like the whole mood of Kaiser is like everything happening here is like behind closed doors. You never know, right? It's very Game of Thrones-esque, actually. I like that. I like that.
All right.
Can't have Game of Thrones without some rated R anyway.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Though I don't need to put the whole thing in there, so it's fine. We're gonna check out the comments real quick, but last question: my female writing style. Maybe you've picked up on that. That's like the way this nigga writes females is a certain way. I once said how I choose to write females is because one, two, three. Maybe you never saw that or heard that. But based on what you picked up, how would you say I write female characters?
I like how they're all distinct. They don't feel the same. You know, I like that Lisa is probably the most, I would say feminine. She's the most feminine character in the story, I would say. Next to Arthur's sister.
Feminine
And
or
that's just
squishy?
like in the sense of like nurturing, right? That's what I think of when I'm thinking of feminine characters.
Oh, okay.
Like I think of nurturing, I think of like just empathy, compassion, stuff like that. I think Lisa and Arthur's sister are like very top tier when it comes to that. And then there's obviously variation because not all females are like feminine, right? We know this. We've seen it in real life,
Yeah.
in stories, everywhere. Not every female character or person is feminine. That's why you get the Irene. I like Irene. I think she's the best written female character because she's so self-aware to the point where it's like she's the furthest thing from fem. I mean, you see her like doing 100 set, like she's fucking pumping, doing exercises, right? And then she even says herself, like, when I like how when she's thinking, she's like, "Yo, I need Lisa, right? I'm gonna die without her." She's very logical, very far from emotional. Even when she's fighting with her sister Charlotte, the insults don't really get to her because she's not an emotional character.
Okay, okay.
And I like that about her, right? Because even in the video, I said, like, she has nothing to do with emotional depth. However, her character in itself, not her, but her character, how she's training, how she's getting stronger, like, and became that Valkyrie form, like, in spite of all the stuff that she's been through, right? The disease, the being cast out, being like, all the stuff that she's going through, somehow, bro, she can still unlock that Super Saiyan. She can get that Mangekyo, right? I like that. And most of the time when characters unlock powers, it's because of like an emotional catalyst. But with her, I don't think there was an emotional catalyst. We never saw her like how she got the form, right? We just see her say, "Yo, I've been having this the whole time we were fighting.
Right.
I didn't unlock this just now. I've been having this," right? So I like that you didn't tie that to an emotional like trigger because she's not an emotional character. It wouldn't make sense that all of a sudden she gets like an emotional trigger and then she gets to form. So I like that. She's a very like non-feminine character. And then of course we have Ivory, who's kind of feminine, but not that feminine, right? Because the scene with Julian running her mouth, right? I mean, we know that women do run their mouth. That is their power.
Right.
And the sexual stuff, that is also their power. So every female character kind of has a different attribute that you're fleshing out. It's almost like you're writing one female, but with different parts, right? And all of them are just different females.
Oh, I see. Huh.
Yeah. So I think it's pretty on spot. I like it.
Awesome. Yeah, this is critical feedback here. I mean, this is what people. I mean, if we're all doing stories, guys, isn't this what you want? But look how many minutes has gone by. We're still talking about it. That's because there's a lot of content of the story. Them dudes who just got 10 pages worth and you want like 30-minute video essay about it. They're like, bruh, look, you're now telling us about the future, right? Now we're being skeptical about things, you know, like young Weenie. You gotta be skeptical about the next couple of chapters, like how are these motherfuckers alive when the sun is gone, you know? So yeah, you just gotta have content, man. You just gotta have them books done. But
I also wanted to say before we move on from this point, there's also another female character that you wrote that I feel is also pretty different from all of the other ones. That is Arthur's mother.
oh, yeah,
Yeah, she's like, because at the start you have that conversation we referenced earlier where she was talking to Arthur, you know, talking about hugging him, you know, cages, liars, the world, right? She will always be by his side and stuff. And then she's like, yo, you're not my child, bro. My son died like 6 years ago or something. I was like, damn. Yo. So I'm very interested to see what you're going to be doing. I hope that's not the last we see of Arthur's parents, man. Because I want to see more of them. Because I feel like I want to see God's children. Because Arthur's kind of a god, right? I want to see God's parents. Like, I want to see how they're coping with all this. Yeah, you showed us how they completely detached from it. Like, they just completely emotionally and physically detached. They left, right, the building. Mentally, emotionally, physically, they just left. Couldn't take that much power in their child. But I want layers onto them. Like, I feel like you have the opportunity. Because you know how with Superman, we never got to see Jor-El and, like, his parents, his real parents. We never saw, like, well, I guess we couldn't see that because if they were in Krypton, he wouldn't be Superman, right? But I always wanted to see how the Chosen One's parents are, especially if they have parents. Because most of the time, chosen ones don't have parents, right? That's why most of the time in Shonen, all the main characters don't have parents. I remember watching, like not watching, but hearing that Oda said, if Luffy's parents were around, One Piece wouldn't be a show. But here, we have the parents. So I hope you don't just waste them, because if they're there, do something different, man. Like, show us that, are they regretting leaving him? Or, like, are they, like, do they hate him? Do they hate themselves? Like, I want to see that, you know, dynamic.
yeah. Luckily, I didn't think about that, but I did have a key moment where them coming back, showing up, would be the perfect time. It's like, if any time they should come back, it's right now, you know. So okay, I'll do that. Thanks for that suggestion, because it totally slipped my mind, you know, and it was gonna feel like
I think you have the chance to explore like a completely different female character, completely different. You can completely make her like a horrible person. Just say, yeah, like, I hate that child. It's not my thing. It's a demon. Like, you know, you can do whatever, but just do something. I really am interested in that.
you know what actually inspired that attitude of Arthur's mother, that she can say, oh, sweet child, here are the cookies and milk, I'll always be here, and then she totally screws you over. Obviously, it's real life, bro. What guys, I mean, I'm sure every man who has a mother has witnessed their mother try to stand in that boy's development's way. Every mother does this, and they don't even do it consciously, right?
Yeah.
So I was kind of trying to explore that. So, but yeah, I was pretty much going to put him in a vault, but I'll bring that up when the moment is right. That okay?
For sure.
Let's check out them comments, man. Will you do the honors?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna quickly take a bathroom break. You can go ahead and read them.
All right. Black Swan. What's up, Black Swan? He says, watch the review, Pierce. Good stuff as usual. Thank you, man. Thank you. I actually wanted to make it longer, but I'm sick, so I didn't have that much juice in me, man. I've been sick for like the past week. I had the flu. Seasons are changing over here in South Africa, and it's cold as a motherfucker, man. Like, it's so cold. And it caught me off guard because I have no prep. Usually, before winter, I get like a flu shot, get some stuff done, get some supplies, just in case I catch the cold, but caught me at a bad time. Was not waiting for it. I did not expect it to be this cold this early, actually. But yeah. And then Peckle says, good evening over there in SA. Yes, yes. Did anyone in the chat hear about the new virus, hantavirus? Man, we heard about it here in SA because I think the guys who got it, they were hospitalized here in SA, and then I think two of them died or something. I'm not sure, but yep, we saw it, we heard about it. Not sure if it's going to be a thing or not. I've been hearing people say, oh no, prepare for lockdown, start buying the toilet papers and whatnot. And then I heard some other people say, oh my God, 2 pandemics in one lifetime.
Make that 3 because monkeypox was also, around a year or 2 ago, remember?
Oh, yeah. So I think this is like, I think a lot of people just want a lockdown, man.
What do you mean a lot of people? The oligarch mother effers want a lockdown, bruh. To finish us off.
It's like, I don't know why people want a lockdown. But I get it, like the fuel price. Have you seen those fuel prices, man?
Yo, bruh. It's over, bruh.
Yeah. Like, what? So, hey, I wouldn't be against it, man. Like, those fuel prices, everything just keeps going up, bruh.
It's
So-
too much. It's too much, bro.
And then Zala says, can you turn your volume up, Coffee? Coffee, can you turn your volume up, man? They can't hear you.
I can't. I mean, everybody else has been hearing me. It's at the max.
And then Senpai Kawaii Clip says, yeah, suggested better. It's manga, not gentai, lol, respectfully. What's gentai? Gentai.
I don't know.
Bloodness says, I'm heavy engaged in this talk. I'm glad it's engaging, Brian. And then Black Swan says, tell Coffee to put on the radio show for an episode. Hey, yo, Coffee, you hear that?
The radio show? Yeah, I was supposed to record with Mr. Freeman for another radio show, but he also got sick, bro. The damn plague is going out. So
Everyone's sick.
yeah.
Red Hollow, Re-Hollow Maiden says, on my break, driving a truck, lol. No lockdown for me.
Drive that truck, bro.
Alright. And then Senpai Kawaii says, I'm censoring myself because I don't know if YouTube would like me using the real word. What's the real word? Gentai? Is it hentai? Is that what you're trying to say? What are you trying to say, bro? Gentai.
Yo, Gentile? He's
I
calling
don't
us
know.
infidels? Goyms? I don't know.
Rhymes with hentai. I think it's on my hentai.
Okay.
Oh, I think he's saying you suggested better, like the sex scene. I think it's talking about the sex scene.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't make it hentai. I make it, normal.
Yeah, I think he says you suggested it better. I'm thinking that's what he's saying anyway. But that's all the comments, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought there would be more. But, yeah, like, at the end of the day, when it comes to telling these stories, bruh, my only greatest fear is that I don't know, man. Like, number one, we all have less time these days, and I know it's easier to just say, "Oh, dude, just make the time." Honestly, that's becoming very much so difficult because most of the time, when you have the time, you want to waste time because
you've been not having time for a long time.
Exactly. Because you are so occupied doing what you probably don't want to do, doing what you have to do, dealing with so many people that eat up that time. So when you do have time, you want to waste it. What's the best way to waste it? Doom scroll, 10,000 tabs open, You got four screens open, bruh. You opening every jar of mayonnaise for no reason. Because it's like you want to reclaim your agency within the time. So that's why you gotta have four screens open every jar, and feel like I'm in control of this time. But all of that is a distraction in itself, right?
Yeah.
So it is a bit kind of sad that people be working, we be producing this mana here, and few have the time. It's as if like you only have the time when you're in the hospital, right?
Yeah.
Like you were overworked to oblivion. They're like, ah, damn, you're gonna have a stroke, sir. Let's book you in for at least 3 days. That's when you'll have time to be like, all right,
Just on the verge of death, bro.
exactly. I got a backlog of things that I gotta read or games I gotta play. Like these
Dude.
dudes who got backlogs of games, bro. What's your take on them niggas who got a backlog of games? Do you have a backlog?
Yeah, I do.
Why are you not playing those games, bro?
Dude, because I'm working, bro. Like, I see something I like, I'm like, damn, I want to play that.
And
6 months later, I still haven't played it because I'm distracted with some shit I gotta do. Gotta take care of family, gotta work, I gotta do this, I gotta do. By the time I actually get the time to sit down, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna play something that comforts me. I'm not gonna play anything new because my mind is like already exhausted. I'm not up. You know how you play game, you have to learn new controls, new systems, new
Yeah.
mechanics, new this. Gotta take in the lore. Gotta get used to this. And I'm like tired. It's been like I'm coming home at like 7, man. I'm tired. Gotta do chores sometimes. And when I get that time, I'm like, you know what? Let me just put on something I'm already used to. Let me just do this. Let me just do this. And then the backlog just keeps climbing. Sometimes I'm like, a backlog is just something I just tell myself so that I don't forget about certain games, but I don't think I'm ever gonna play them. But right now, recently, actually, I've actually been attempting to play older games that I wanted to play back then. And it
okay,
makes me happy somehow. It actually makes me, because, in the gaming space, man, everyone is trying to play the most recent game, especially if they're making content, right? You have to play the game that's out right now making waves. So you have to play whatever's up to date, whatever's trending, which kind of adds to your backlog. If there's games you wanted to play and you couldn't play them for like a period of time, maybe like 3 years, and didn't have a system or something, when you finally get the system, and now you can do all sorts of stuff. Bam, new Resident Evil comes out. Everyone's talking about it. Oh my god, you gotta play this new Resident Evil. What are you gonna do? Play Resident Evil. 2 months later, another game comes out. You play that game. And then all those other games. And then you go to YouTube and there's like a retrospective on a game that you've always wanted to play. It's like, and the video is like 3 hours long. Like, damn, I wanted to play that game. Now you feel guilty. Like, it's just a cycle, man. So I don't know, man. How do you feel about backlogs?
I used to wonder and feel like I don't relate. But what you just said of, man, I just then play something that comforts me. That's literally what I'm doing right now, bro. I got my little Retroid Pocket 6 all the way from China. Mother effers overcharged me on this. But anyway. And I'm playing Tenkaichi 3, bro. It's like, nigga, goddamn, you got no other games? Hey, they there, but it's not a major backlog. But as Pierce said, I just want something comforting, man. I be feeling like a teenager when I be playing this game on this
Exactly.
PSP like console over here. I put the graphics to a minimum to resemble those aesthetics of old, and it's kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say sad, but I don't know what to call it, bro. The fact that we are just so attached to the past. Come on. Kind of annoying.
No, man, it's like, it's not as pathetic as you're making it seem, man.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's pathetic. I just want to find a new word for it. Like,
I mean, right now I always feel like uncertainty is something not everyone is willing to gamble on. Those games are good because we've played them. We know them. We know they're good. And if something new comes out, there's a chance that it's not good, bro. And I've been working. I've been doing stuff. I'm not coming home to play a shitty game, man. I'm not coming home to like testing out something. Like unless you have like your job is playing video games. Most people, like me personally, when I'm playing video games, I'm not thinking about, oh my god, let me stream this game, right? Let me make content of this game. A game makes me want to make content.
oh,
Like if I'm playing a game, it's supposed to engage me in a way that I'm like, damn, I want to talk about this, and none of my friends are playing this game. So I'm gonna make a video about it. Maybe find someone who's also playing this game so we can talk about it because it's eating me. It's fucking good, right? That's how I get my ideas for videos. I be playing something, and then I'm like, want to talk about it. Unlike when people see like, oh my god, Resident Evil is out, I have to make content on that, so I have to play it. Some people don't even play. I know. I've seen some guys on Reddit, and they're like, when they see something popular, like I'm using Resident Evil a lot because there's a new Resident Evil game, but what they do is they go on YouTube, right? And then they just see people talking about Resident Evil. They take all the talking points, and then they just make a video like all the other videos, even if they didn't play the game.
oh, damn, bruh.
Just for the sake of content, bro.
They haven't even played it, probably didn't even buy it.
Exactly. Like, it's so weird how this whole content thing got us just be doing... We be doing anything for content, man. Anything whatsoever. I made a video about Invincible, and I was talking about how I haven't watched it since like season 1, bro. Because like I already know the story because I read the comic like when I was in high school years ago. So if the story is not bringing me in, and every time I hear about it, everyone is complaining about the animation, there's literally nothing bringing me in.
Yep.
And I am okay with consuming it through YouTube videos because I'm like, okay, since it's trending, everyone's gonna talk about it. I'm just gonna watch those videos instead of making a video or force watching it, like just forcing myself to watch just because it's trending right now and there's a new season out and everyone's talking about it. I'm like, dude, it's very seducing. That's the word I want to use. Like the hype seduces everyone.
Yeah,
I think that is the main reason people have backlogs. Because if they weren't seduced by the new shiny toy that just came out, no one would have a backlog.
That is so accurate, bro. Like,
And the reason I have a backlog is because I didn't have a computer to play all the games I wanted to play back then. And now I do have a computer. I literally built one from the ground up. And now I'm playing Black Myth Wukong. It came out like 2 years ago or something.
yeah, how well are you doing that game? You getting your ass beat? Is it that hard?
It's surprisingly not that hard, you know?
Oh, really?
It's. I think it's because I've been playing lots of like Elden Ring and stuff, a lot of difficult games.
Oh, okay.
So it's not. Yeah, I'm kind of like not a noob at difficult games.
Yeah, I think I would die real easy. But okay.
Yeah, but it's good. It looks very pretty. I would give it that. Like the Chinese people knew what they were doing when they were making it. It looks so pretty, man.
And it feels nice.
It does. But there are like a bunch of problems with it. It's not a perfect game. It's not even like I would say so far since I'm playing it, it's like a 7. I think a good 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a good 7. Yeah, but I'm enjoying it. It's a game I've been wanting to play for a long time.
You know, there is a fear in me to invest in new games. And it's not that the game looks bad or it might be bad. You know, we all know about the bugs and all of that.
Yeah.
I don't... It feels like... Let's say I want a new game. It feels like, are you sure you want this? Are you even going to play it? So on Steam, there is plenty of games, right, that always go on sale, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
I
that's
bought
what I
this.
feel. I'd never buy a game release date, bro. Always wait for a sale. It's gonna come. Like,
Yeah, I mean they're not worth buying on day one anymore because they're usually broken.
exactly.
But I bought this indie game called Absalom. It's like a beat 'em up game. There was a
Okay.
there was a lot of hype around it, and it looks really pretty, looks fun. But I haven't even opened it, bro. I have not opened it at all. So I was like, nigga, you see what you're doing here? Why'd you buy this thing, damn it? You haven't even played it yet. It's like I was scared or I'm scared to play it. Why are you scared to play it? Just switch it on, click the button. I don't know, bro. What could be causing this fear, you think?
I mean, it's like I said, uncertain. I think it's uncertainty, man. Like, I don't even think it's like about the price anymore. I don't think it's about the. I think it's about the time, bro. I think the time is the biggest factor in things these days. It's not even about money.
So I'm
Because,
scared
like
to
you
waste
said,
time.
most games are like on a sale, and indie games are not even that expensive. Indie games are not expensive like AAA titles and stuff. So I'm sure it wasn't even that expensive.
Yeah, it
It's not.
wasn't.
It's not about the money. It's about the time, bro, and like the level of comfort Tenkaichi gives you. You can't fathom how the experience is gonna be with that new game. So it doesn't even register to you that this could be my next favorite game. That's not something that occurs in your mind, right? In anyone's mind, actually. Like, especially people who have no incentive to play. Like, if you don't make content out of video games, like, there's no incentive for you to play the game.
Yeah, that's what I noticed recently as well. It's like you need a bigger incentive other than this is fun type thing.
Exactly.
Like making content out of it is the biggest incentive because the return of investment is
Exactly.
views, likes,
You
subscriptions,
see?
you know,
And if it's just for you alone,
it's
and
not
you're the
enough.
only one that's going to be experiencing it, then why not experience Senkaichi?
Exactly. Damn. I can't believe this. We are, most people want to blame capitalism. It's like, oh, it's the capitalist world we live in. Man, shut the F up. I have no problems with capitalism because what's the alternative? Huh? North Korea? What do you mother effers want? You never give a proper alternative. And then at the end of the video, they were like, buy my course or my book. These mother effers, bruh.
Buy my
Like,
course so you don't want capitalism.
come on. They're out of control, bro. So it's not a capitalist issue. I would say it's just, a fear of wasting time because time is the only true thing of value at this point.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's not even just video games. With movies, TV shows, anything that used to be something like, especially since people don't have hobbies anymore. And if you have hobbies, you always document it, making vlogs, making come with me, or what do they say? Get ready with me or whatever. Like everything is a vlog these days. Everything is content, right? So if you have a hobby, and I actually experienced this firsthand when I was building my computer. I literally had a thought in the back of my head where I was like, why not film this and make a tech YouTube channel?
Damn.
I know tech is like crazy when it comes to like views and stuff. There's always something with tech. And I was thinking about it and I was like, but then it takes away from this computer being mine. Now it's a computer that belongs to a YouTube channel about tech.
Yeah, and that would rob you of the joy of just,
Exactly.
you know.
Exactly. 'Cause I was thinking about it. I was like, yo, I am literally doing something that someone gets views for and gets paid for, right? I kept thinking about it. I was like, maybe I should. But then when the day came and all the parts came, I was like, I don't really want to do that, man. I just want to build my computer in peace. Like, it's for me, right? I just did it, built it, switched it on. I was happy. The type of happiness that cannot come from likes and comments. It was just a different kind of happiness where I felt a sense of accomplishment, right? building something from the ground up that I did not have. That's gonna give me access to a bunch of other things. I was like, I'm happy with this, right? Maybe there's an alternate me who did make a video about it, got millions of fucking money. I don't know, but that's not this one.
Man, it is. It's like every piece of your life now has to be documented for the damn screen. In a way, bro, we have invited Big Brother into our
Yeah.
lives. You know, George Orwell had no idea that dudes would have cameras in their pockets, right?
Yep.
He had no
Yep.
idea these hoes are gonna set up the camera with the ring light while getting 6 niggas blasting them. He had no idea that who would dare film themselves doing such insanity. He had no idea, bro. I felt guilty too that, hey man, why don't you vlog about this? Make some spaghetti, bro. African style. Show them. Put the
Exactly.
automat in there. Show them what automat is. Go buy chicken dust at the taxi rank and film it.
Exactly, dude.
Bro.
The crazy thing is that, dude, like, everyone blows up from anything these days. I think it would be weird to not be enticed or seduced by the idea of, like, making a vlog about anything. Because you look at, like, you go to YouTube, you go to TikTok, Instagram, whatever's trending right now, and you go there and you see some guy who has no business being popular, and he's doing something so fucking basic, and he's got millions of views. So you're like, what? I think everyone, this is actually making me think of a conversation I had with my sister. And I don't know, I don't mean to get all conspiracy theory on you, but we were talking, and I was like, I read somewhere when I was like doing my regular conspiracy theory rabbit hole business at night when I couldn't sleep, and I was reading something about how, you know how there has been less UFO sightings ever since the internet became a thing? Like, not the internet per se, but ever since phones and technology got so advanced that we can take pictures of anything and just easily surveil whatever's around us, there has been like less UFO sightings.
That's true.
And in the 90s and the 80s, there were like tons of UFO sightings and stuff. And somebody came up with this theory that the reason there's so much less UFO sightings isn't because we can't capture them or anything, or like we don't have the technology to capture them and stuff. It's because, okay, this is just a theory. It's very far-fetched, but it's a nice theory. I like to think about it. It is because the UFOs are actually humans from the future who have invented like time travel and whatnot, and they go back in time to see when times were different. And the reason there's not a lot of UFOs right now is because this is not a very interesting time, because everything can be like, everything is accessible. Like, if imagine 50 years from now, if you wanted to know what like 2026 was like, just go to YouTube. You'll find everyone vlogging about it in Japan, Russia, Korea. You can go and see anything you want on YouTube. It's right there. But in the 80s and the 70s, there was no iPhone guy recording everything, making a vlog. So those times are more interesting because they're like kind of gate kept by time itself. But now everyone is surveilling everything, so it's not really an interesting time or a time worth going back to.
Okay. I mean, that theory makes sense, but
Yeah.
there's also the possibility that it's always just been government psyops. And now
Obviously.
that, now that everybody has a phone, we can all film things in the sky. There's not one news network telling us there was an alien,
Yeah. So there's that too, but I like that theory more because I don't need it to be true to like it, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I like
more
that.
interesting, honestly. It makes life way more interesting. Because if everything's a government psyop, you might as well just hang yourself, right?
So yeah, so going back to like the whole vlogging thing, it just makes everything mundane. It makes nothing interesting.
Unfortunately, and though I would say there's a bit of fatigue, vlog fatigue, don't you think?
Probably, because I don't even watch vlogs, but I've seen people get tired of vlogs and get tired of influencers promoting products and stuff. Which is funny because at the start, everyone was happy for influencers. Yeah, get your money as long as the money's not going to the corporations and stuff. And then the corporations were like, "Oh, we can just buy you influencers." Like,
And now everybody is a sellout. But at the same time, aside from the corporations buying them out, a lot of crime lords be out here actually cleaning money through influencers, right? So there's
but
that too.
it's just that the internet is very funny to me because it's so fickle, right? They change their minds every day. One moment they want you to win, and then when you win, they don't like you anymore because you're not an underdog anymore. It's like you're always supposed to be an underdog.
Yeah, an underdog that stays just a dog and under the
Yeah.
table all the time.
Very funny, bro. It's very funny, man. But there definitely is fatigue. I think it also like everyone wants to do it now. That I think that also adds to it. Like the barrier of access is so minimal that everyone can just be like record something, do a vlog. I saw some guy in like, dude, Emaplazini, like in the rural of the rural areas, filming like a get ready with me, and the guy is just going to the hills to collect water, comes back,
Ah, damn,
milks cows.
that's that
Dude.
poverty core, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I was like, romanticizing, bro. Everything starts with romanticizing, and it's getting so bad right now. It's getting so bad.
I hate it, man. I hate it. I saw this village chick from Limbombo, dog. She was dying in the heat, but she was trying to look fly, trying to catch a cab in the village. I'm like, woman, switch the camera off, right? But, maybe she found it more or less grueling, less drudgerous to walk in the heat on the damn sand getting baked when the camera was on because it felt like she was doing it for something. Obviously, she was going to town to go grab essentials, right?
Yeah,
But she mentioned that, man, in the village struggle, guys, I'm standing here for 4 hours trying to get a taxi. And that video was, of course, like a couple of minutes long, like 2 minutes. There was still 3 hours and 58 minutes that she still had to stand in the sun. But those 2 minutes gave her enough of a boost that she was able to bear with it. She was probably editing it on her phone or something. She probably had a power bank in her bag as well. In a way, the phone has allowed people to distract themselves from the drudgeries, right? Because, hey, that
Yeah,
village life is terrible. But at the same time, you're trying to sell us this life as if it's okay. Nigga, it ain't okay. I don't want to be in no damn village in the heat. No, right?
yeah. I think individually, it does make her life a little bit better, and it does give her that boost. I think in that aspect, it's a good thing. Because, I mean,
For her.
standing in the heat, bro, for hours, there's nothing fun about that, honestly.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, if you were just an ashy nigga doing what she was doing, I mean, everybody would just laugh at you, but no one would watch that, right? But of course, she gets views because she's one of those dark queens, right? So it's like, okay, girl, you found a way to cope, but we all know you gotta peel those onions with your hand. You ain't even got a sharp knife, right? Like, I don't like it because it is showing people that, guys, you can live despite being in the village, right? It is. Even my mom once said this. She used to say, she once asked me recently, like, why are you so depressed? I'm like, I'm not really depressed. And she's like, now you are. And I'm like, isn't it obvious? There ain't no future here, right? It is what it is. She's like, oh, well, don't worry about that. Just because things are going backwards doesn't mean you're going to die. When we grew up, we used to eat bugs and grasshoppers all the time, you know. And I said, you see, that's the problem. It's exactly why I don't tell you niggas at home anything. I'm telling you, I feel like there ain't no future for me, for nobody in this generation or younger. And you're telling me it's okay because you ate grasshoppers. You're trying to make me feel better because you're used to poverty and I'm not. You don't mind regressing to poverty. But you didn't let us grow up in poverty, you know? I'm used to going to the white man's school and whatnot, and little by little, we've been getting all kinds of broke. Little by little, the kitchen is starting to be filled with all kinds of chicken neck bones and chicken feet. Well, I've never eaten chicken feet. All of a sudden, you won't start dishing up people chicken feet? Ah, bro. I was like, you see, that's the problem with you niggas. It's the problem with the old black generation. They're used to the squalor. And the new black generation that didn't grow up that way, it's like, if we feel bad, don't demonize us for feeling bad. Don't call us ungrateful, right?
Yeah.
We wanted something more and we worked towards it. And now,
And it's because of you, bro.
you see,
It's like, now I think about it, it's like so funny because, like, dude, if you're so content with the poverty, then what were you fighting for? Why were you eating those grasshoppers? Why did you work so hard to send me to, like, a former Model C school so that I don't have to eat those fucking grasshoppers? And now that you've given me the opportunity to not eat those grasshoppers, you're telling me it's okay because you ate grasshoppers?
bruh, when never have I even tasted a grasshopper.
Exactly.
You know, like, these niggas are just backwards, bro. So, I mean, what are you supposed to do in such a situation where, you know, you can see the writing on the wall, but these people around you either romanticize that grasshopper life or they tell you, it won't be that bad when you get there. Nigga, how's about I don't get there? How about that? You know?
Yeah,
Nah,
nah,
God
man.
will
I
make
guess
a
we
way.
all have our coping mechanisms, man. Like even I, during this whole like power struggle thing, I've just been like reading books, man. I'm reading a book called Red Rising. You know about it?
Red Rising. I think I saw it on my bookshelf at the store. What's it
That
about?
book is, man. That book is. You should read that book, man.
Oh, damn.
It's like some dystopian science fiction. Oh man, like it is really good, man. I'm enjoying it so far. And then I was obviously reading some manga. You know, I went back to reading like Vagabond. Vagabond is such a therapeutic book for me, man. Like I call it a book because for me it's beyond manga, man. And I'm reading Vagabond. It belongs next to like the Nietzsche's, man, the Albert
damn.
Camus. I'm telling you, man, that Vagabond is something.
So it's
definitely something.
its reread values high.
For me personally, I don't know how other people feel about it, but I feel like because when I first read it, I was in high school, right? And then I read it again after lockdown. Because for me, lockdown wasn't as romanticized as everyone else. I think during lockdown, I was like homeless or something.
Oh, damn.
It was like a horrible time for me. Everyone is like, oh, let's go back to lockdown. Lockdown was so fun. I was doing this, and that. I was like, I didn't have electricity during lockdown, bro.
Imagine.
I don't miss lockdown. Like, I want lockdown now, yeah, because I fucking have a beast of a computer. I can play video games all day. Like, give me my lockdown back, right? However, it's just like when I read it then, it was like a sort of like a very good comfort for me. And I read it with a different perspective because I think I finished high school right before COVID. And then I think after COVID, I was in the process of trying to like fix my marks or something back when I was still in denial and thinking that, yeah, I got to go to varsity. I got to do this and that. And it just wasn't there. I kept getting like I didn't fail matric. I just didn't get the marks I wanted.
Right.
I was just like an average nigga, and my certificate is an average ass certificate. And I tried like 2 years in a row to get him fixed, and like the results came back exactly the same, bro.
What?
And I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was so confused, man. And then I was reading Vagabond and that guy Musashi, man. Like, it just opened my mind to so many other things. I was like, yo, there's more to life, man. Like, there's just more to it, man. And there's more to my mind. Because it was killing me, it was depressing me. I was thinking I was stupid. I kept thinking I was stupid as fuck. I can't get these marks. I can't do shit. And my friends are like in varsity. They're having different struggles. And I'm still in high school. I always compared myself to like the people I was in high school with. I was like, yo, I'm still writing something that they did years ago, and they're on to different things now. And it was really killing me, man. And reading Vagabond, Berserk, and all these things, it really like just kind of opened my mind to different things. And now reading it again after everything I've been through, right? I'm about to be 25, right? And reading it now, I'm like, it has crazy reread value to me, man. It's just one of those books I will never like. I even have the physicals. I have the Viz big ones, the huge ones with 3 volumes inside.
Oh damn.
I love it that much, man. It's like, it's therapeutic for me. Unlike Berserk, where when I read Berserk, I'm like, I sympathize with Guts. When I'm reading Vagabond, it's like I'm reading myself.
Okay.
It's like I can't. It's very weird for me. And then I watched that guy Inori, and he's like he's drawing with a paintbrush, man.
And you see
And
him
I'm like,
struggle, you know.
Dude,
Yeah.
that guy is like, yeah, I just love it, man. I just love it. It's really good. It's a really good manga. I think a lot of people should read it, even if they don't like seinen, even if they think it's just about a guy who's fighting. It's just like one of my favorite arcs in Vagabond. It's just him farming, bro. Like, just farming. And it just teaches me so much. I was like, yo, it's actually because of Vagabond that I didn't make that vlog in the end of me building a computer.
Oh, why is that? Because you
I don't
read
know,
it?
it just made me think inward. Right? I was just thinking inward. I was like, does it progress me? Like, do I grow from it?
Right.
If I'm making a vlog, I don't know if I want to say selfish or introspective. I don't know. I think it's more introspective than selfish, but I was thinking about myself from a mental and spiritual perspective. I was like, does it add anything to my spiritual self if I vlog it? And I felt like it was taking away because vlogging it now, I have to make sure everything's perfect. The lighting, the thingies, setup, do this. No. Just farm. Just focus on your farming. Just farm, bro. Like, dude, it doesn't add anything that the art is also spectacular, man. Like, Vagabond art, especially like by volume 30, 32, like even in the early volumes, the guy is a madman, man. He's a madman. Like, I feel like he's dying in the shadow of my Miura because of that, like Berserk and stuff, but I think he's up there too.
Yeah, maybe I should try to read Vagabond as an adult because I also read in high school. I got pretty far in it, and I mean, back then you're just a kid, you don't know what the hell's going on, right?
Yeah.
So, maybe I gotta give it a chance now. I can see the nuance I couldn't see before. You know?
Oh, it's really good. You definitely should read it, man.
But based on what you said, I don't know, bro. Maybe it's because a nigga is always. I'm just the type of nigga who wants to grab a sword and go kill people. You know, well, not people.
And
So
it starts off like that. I think Musashi also starts off like he's very hungry to prove himself. He wants to kill everyone. He wants to show everyone that he's like the best swordsman. But then it's like, yo, chill.
you ain't gotta do that.
See the space between the sword that you're slicing, man. Like, it's really, I don't know. Maybe this is my experience only. And when you read it, you're going to be like, man, Pierce is full of shit. Like, this is boring as fuck. Like, I understand that. It's a very personal thing for me. I'm crazy with the tautology today. Personal for me. Like, okay. But yeah, it's yeah, I like it. I think for me, top two definitely.
Well, one thing is for sure. This is the purpose of every story. You know, it can serve as a light in the dark, a blanket in the cold. You know, um,
Yep,
a nice bowl of food on a
yep.
hungry day. That's the point. And I think a lot of modern so-called storytellers, they forget that. Just focus on the damn hype of things, right? And it's
Yeah,
like, bro, there's no nutrition up in here. I've been saying it, no nutrition in your stuff. Like, damn, just
it's
sugar
like
rush.
junk food, bro. It's fast food.
Yeah, disposable garbage. Now,
And
recently, Brandon Chen came out and he said the anime deal he had has been canceled. Did you see that?
yeah,
The guy's lying, obviously, bro. Like he even said, people will call me a liar online. Listen, Brandon, you hear this? You are a damn liar. You lying ass, no good piece of trash. You're a liar, bro. You never had an anime deal. You didn't sign shit, right? Where are the contracts, bro? Where are the screenshots, right? You made a deal with Voice Me. The guys who sold out to AI, give me a break. They had no studio to begin with. You're just a liar. We know you're a liar. You say you don't sell courses, but you got 10 courses on your website. Shut the F up. What puzzles me though is the people who still keep watching him. It's like, bruh, the nigga Rafal Jockey called him a liar. In
I,
public. And he
I
still
saw
lied.
that.
You see? Alright, bro.
Yeah, I saw that. I like how he was responding with just screenshots and no words. When he says, "Yeah, I don't have courses," and then just screenshot a course. What is this?
Bruh. I don't know what's wrong with such people, but we've got a lot of psychopaths in this.
Everyone wants that anime deal, man. I saw White Manga was promoting the video game that they got coming out.
Recently?
Yeah, I think I saw like I don't know if it's recent because I haven't had like internet. I only had internet the past 2 days, bro. Like,
Right.
so I was like, oh, guy's extremely hyped for the video game and stuff. I think it's like it's crazy how white manga used to be like the peak of like comics, anything manga, indie, and everything. He was the guy at some point. Years ago, he was the guy. And now I'm like, yo, this guy, man.
And what happened? Total zombie art style, literally gay as hell right now. But the video game. Honestly, if you got a video game before an anime, for me at least, I'd be like, yeah, because you have to buy a video game. An anime, you can pirate it anytime. If you don't want to spend money on a Crunchyroll subscription or buy the Blu-ray on something you don't value like that, you pirate it, right? And that's what everybody would do with Apple SAC. So they made a game, though it's not an Apple Black game. They said, well, why? At least you're going to get extra money, right? A little bit. Only like 14 people want to buy it, but that's better than nothing, right? So,
I don't know. I used to like white manga, man. I feel like now his content is less about the manga and it's just everything else.
which is, he's lost direction. He's lost direction. Fred lost it. Everybody lost direction. But who has remained the same? Right here on the caffeine, people. Right? I'm still about that crucible against demoralization. All these other dudes have been flip-flopping, playing political correctness. Like Art Crumbs, man. She got fired from Global Comics, right? But she was the greatest gatekeeper they ever had. Right?
She got fired?
Yeah, they let her go because, they brought in AI system worth $13 million. So,
AI is just fucking everybody over.
especially her, it's like, look, woman, haha, you thought these people cared about you. Now they let you go. Suck it. So I'm happy that she got screwed over because she's been wanting me dead, right? But this AI thing, with all these companies creating mega corporations out of everything, because that's what Global Comics says in an article. They say they want to be the Microsoft of comics. And
Microsoft isn't really a great company, actually.
exactly, Microsoft, Google, and Apple, they want to be a megacorp, right? And we all know how those people monopolize and exploit. And if they spend $13 million, you gotta ask yourself, where'd you get it? Who gave you $13 million?
It's crazy because people don't really pay attention to the media that they consume. In Cyberpunk, man, like the world is owned by major companies and corporations.
Exactly.
Like that's where we're headed right now. Obviously, it's very apparent that the companies are gonna overthrow the government. I know that in Korea, it's been a thing for the longest time. Like the biggest companies over there, like Samsung, LG, Hyundai, I think and another one. Those companies are so big, bro, over there. They control like majority of the economic stake. The fact that if one of them collapses, the whole Korean economy is gonna collapse. That's how big they are.
Right.
So because of all the power that they have more control than the government.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're obviously already there. I mean, South Korea is an example. And I would say there was once a video I watched that the biggest, what's the word, consumer or biggest client for private companies in America is the government. It's not the people. The government
Yeah.
hires private companies, but I think it's the other way around. If the government needs private companies like Palantir and Google, right, in order to what? Survey, find, block, whatever. They need Silicon Valley. It's privately
They do.
owned.
They do. I mean, those guys make their fortune just with surveillance, honestly.
Yeah, so
Just surveillance alone, man. You be talking about needing a new bed. Tomorrow morning, you'll get ads on getting a bed. Everyone is compromised.
bro, there are ads on WhatsApp, WhatsApp
There are ads
statuses,
on WhatsApp now?
WhatsApp statuses, bro. Like Papa Mendes showed me. I was like, nigga, no. Soon there won't be ads right there in your chat, bro.
Oh, no.
Like, it's just late.
Hey, man, everyone is compromised, bro. And it's too late to be like, yeah, we should go analog. Don't use the phones. It's too late, man. It's too late. My bank is on my phone. Everything is on my phone, bro.
Now let's look at, Ghost in the Shell. Have you watched that movie? Not the Scarlett Johansson one, garbage, but the anime one.
Yeah, I think I've seen that one, yeah.
So I noticed there that the people seem to be either okay with everything or they just. I mean, it looked like there was decency. But how they got to that decency, we don't know how many people had to die or be locked in a gulag. If we look at Psycho-Pass, the Psycho-Pass anime?
I think I've seen season 1.
Yeah, season 1's all you need. The others are just totally jacked. That society, them monitoring your brain waves, if you have too much anxiety, you a possible criminal or something. That's
Yep.
crazy. But I see that's where we're going. This is peak maximum control. Because this whole thing of monitoring your heart rate, your mental state, with your Apple Watch, it's already doing all of that.
Yep.
With your Apple Ring or digital ring, it's doing that already. Your phone does that in a little bit. They've been prepping people to be monitoring their vitals as if they are a computer. It's like I mean, does your computer monitor how much CPU it's using, or is it you who monitors it if you're playing a heavy duty game? All right?
That's a great analogy.
Exactly. So what does that mean, y'all? They are monitoring our CPU as if we're video game characters and computers.
Hey, yo, that's a crazy analogy.
It is dark up in here, bruh. Where is Neo? Right? Where is Neo, bro? So he can take us out of here.
Yo, we need to unplug. We need Neo, bro.
For real. For real, for real.
Ay, man. We're compromised, man. The Matrix is one of those movies that will never die, man. Like, I was talking about it with my brother the other day, and we were talking about how, like, we were talking about this one guy, actually. Is it Cypher? Yeah, I think his name is Cypher, the bald guy who sells them out. And he's like, yeah, I want to go back to the Matrix. I want you to plug me back in, and I want to be a rich man, and I want this and that. And I don't care if it's fake or not. I want it, right? And I don't even want to remember that there is a real world, a Matrix. Wipe that off from my memory, bro. When I'm eating this steak, I don't want to think about how it's fake. I want to feel how juicy it is. No matter what the Matrix tells me, I want to be there. And I was like, that guy is basically what you would define as a hunchback. Like, he is everyone in the current climate, bro. No one wants to unplug. No one wants to deal with the real world. Everyone just wants to be in that simulation. I think that if Neo did come and he told everyone that, yo, you're in a simulation, unplug, 90% of the people would be like, no, I like where I am. I don't want to go eat oatmeal with milk every day when I wake up just because there's no cows anymore in the real world and there's no sun anymore in the real world. I love this simulation. I love this fake world. A lot of people would be like Cypher, actually.
Now, in a way, that is actually normal behavior. Would you want to go live in a world with no sun and no cheeseburger?
You're asking the wrong guy, bro.
Nah, I mean, it's fine, bro. Of course not. We all want the sun. We all want them burgers and milkshakes and pizza. Bruh, life without pizza, I could not survive, I tell you. Right? So when my mom telling me that it's okay we were eating grasshoppers, I'm like, you can't be serious, you know? Like,
I wanted to mention something about when we were talking earlier about romanticizing the struggle and stuff. I wanted to mention romanticizing the struggle. We're talking about that girl who's in the line, lives in a village, going to buy stuff in a hot line. I was gonna mention that another silent killer is romanticizing the struggle. Actually, romanticizing that we used to eat grasshoppers, this and that. The good old days. You know how they say it.
Yeah.
I think that's a big problem, bro. I saw some girl talking about it on Reddit, and she was talking about how, why don't we normalize getting stuff the easy way, right? If I'm gonna get it the easy way, and there's a guy who's working hard, and we get the same thing, we get the same result, why don't we all normalize getting it to eat? Why are we glamorizing hard work when some people don't get, they don't work hard, and they get there, and we have to work hard to get there? Why are we romanticizing that struggle? Why is that the case, bro?
did she have an answer?
What?
Did she have an answer?
No, she was just asking a question. She was just posing I think that's her whole content. She just asks people questions, philosophical questions sometimes, you know. Right. So she was just saying that how come that hard work is romanticized so much, and it's romanticized to the point where even when you don't get the rewards of the supposedly hard work, you know how they promise you that if you work hard, you're gonna get rewarded. The universe is watching. God is watching. Whatever you believe in, that shit is watching you and it's gonna reward you. What happens to the people who work hard and don't get rewarded? They die on their way to their third job.
Imagine, or die on the first day on the job.
Exactly. Like, where's the romanticization in, like, what's going on?
Yeah. Yeah. It's cope, of course. You know, it's cope. And I think like ultra hard work takes all of your time. And
It does, bro.
on the evening when the sun sets, there's a bowl of bull crap that is your reward, right? Warm beans and one giant loaf of bread. And that's your meal. So, you know, like a slave, basically.
Pretty much.
I'm like, damn humans, y'all are pathetic as a maw up in here, you know. You know, I had an epiphany, all right? And this, okay, I won't tell you what this epiphany means and what I'm gonna do with it. Maybe you'll understand what I will do with it. But this epiphany was, why is it that the Illuminati, the Satanists, the Luciferians, you know, the shadow world, the shadow people, why are they so successful? What drives them to pursue greatness and glory on the earth so much? What unites them? What is the idea that unites them so they can easily collaborate? Why is it that there isn't much infighting amongst Satanists, high-level Satanists, those who have been properly initiated? How come there isn't infighting like that? They can try to throw normies off as like, oh, that guy's from that faction and he had a fight with blah, blah, blah. No, bro, that is just misdirection. They ain't fighting. They just entertaining you because they know that you like WWE, right? You like drama. Give me your guess, bro. What is the unifying idea that creates this great synergistic effort to conquer and stay at the top when it comes to these Luciferians?
But now you didn't say you had a great question. You said you had an epiphany.
Yeah, I know. I have the answer, but I'm asking you. What do you think?
I don't
I'll
know.
say it.
I have no idea, bro. I don't even think I've ever thought about that. Now that you're mentioning it, I'm like,
This might blow a lot of people's minds, right?
oh yeah?
And it might sound obvious if you know, not really paying attention, but the answer is the great unifying idea is that they all made an enemy out of God. That's it. Now,
Anything but God wins is the victory.
no, see, that's the funny thing, right? Now that I know everything about reality and where it comes from, I went to the abyss and back, bro. Almost didn't make it, right? I went in there just like, what's his name? In Full Metal Alchemist, Edward.
Yep, Edward Elric.
I went to the other side, y'all. But anyway, now, even in the Old Testament, God says, now that these people are starting to build this tower, I'm paraphrasing it, you know, the Tower of Babel,
Yeah.
they will now be capable of doing anything that comes to their imagination.
Yep.
So what must I do? Let me go and confuse their languages and scatter them across the earth, right? There was one guy who was an ex-Luciferian and whatnot, and he said he was initiated to the second level where apparently they were eating babies and whatnot, right? I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. But he said, yeah, that's what happened, and he couldn't take anymore. And then he asked, why though? Why are you doing this? And he said, because this is the only thing that can make God sad. And I was like, I don't know what y'all expect me to feel when you say it. That sounds retarded. like for all of you, right? One, you eating a baby because an almighty being is gonna be sad, an almighty being who can wipe you out in 5 seconds, who can stop
Yeah.
you from eating, makes no sense at all. And then you who believes that, oh no, how dare you make God sad? You can't be like, God, you know they're eating them? Whoa, what's going on? See, that's all retarded. But what I found out was that the great unifying idea is if you make an enemy out of the creator, nothing else matters. What you're actually doing now is that you're competing with the creator, right? So you then make Lucifer in a way to be like your angel, your example, as to like, hey, I don't want to be under you anymore, right? I can do my own thing, and you cast Lucifer out. I mean, that's the law that also doesn't really make much sense. So you have to look at it higher than that. And it said that they actually do believe that there is a real God. Under what's it called? Freemasonry, they say atheists are the dumbest people on earth and don't deserve to live, right? And so this is what unifies them the most, is that our enemy is God himself. And if we know this and we act accordingly, we don't have time to deal with the squabbles of those below us. Now look at the people who say they worship God. How much infighting do they experience daily, bro?
Oh, this is an interesting thing.
Yeah.
It's very interesting, actually. But I kind of agree with what they say when they say atheists are like the dumbest people on earth. I don't think they're the dumbest people. I think they're the most uninteresting people, though.
Right, they pretty much like talking rocks, because it's like, well, bro, if you're an atheist, it means you harbor no ideas, right?
Yeah, I mean, like every other religion is more creative than atheists, bro. Like things came from nothing.
Exactly. Yeah, it means you're boring, and you
Yeah,
gotta
like,
live by
like
an
even,
idea.
let's not even think about how. Let's not entertain the idea that okay, there is a god or anything like that. Let's leave that aside. Let's just say everyone is making shit up, right? Let's say everyone is coping.
Right.
The atheists, bro, they are the ones that are the most boring. Like if religions were a club in school that you join, movies of all time is The Life of Pi. Have you seen that movie?
Oh, the Indian guy with the tiger on the boat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I fucking love that movie. Like in that movie, that guy, I think in the start of the movie, he has an argument with his dad because I think his dad is like a Hindi guy or something, and he's like, I haven't seen it in a while actually, but Pi, like his dad is they're talking about religion, right? And his dad is like, "What's your religion?" Like I don't remember how the conversation started, but it's something along the lines of this, right? And Pi is like, "Well, I am a Christian. I am a Muslim, and I'm also like a Hindi, I think. Yeah, Hindi." And his dad is like, "How?" Because all of those religions that you named, I don't think they work if you like believe in all of them. Especially Christianity, it explicitly says that I am the only God, and if you worship anything else, like I'm striking you down. It's like literally one of the 10 Commandments, right?
Right.
And then Pi explains to him, he's like, yo, what I'm getting from these religions is not the same thing that a Christian gets from his Christianity, like his whole thing, right? What I'm getting from them is like these different philosophies and stuff, and how they teach me to understand different things in different ways. It basically unlocks my mind.
Right.
Like I'm not tied down to one thing, right? Because I do like some principles in Islam. I do like some things in Hindi, right? I like some things in Christianity. It just makes me happy, right? It's just what I believe in. And his dad is really upset with him. He even like teaches him a harsh lesson by taking him to the zoo and telling him how like the tiger is gonna eat your hand. And, like it's just a gruesome lesson, but just wants him to just pick a side, right? But I'm bringing this up because I think even those people, like agnostic people, are more interesting than atheists.
They are
It's like,
I always never looked or never thought much about them, but there is such a deep well of interesting information that they got over there.
yeah, because you'll find that most atheists, probably not atheists, agnostics people, most of the time they know more about religion than the devout people
Yeah, of course.
because they studied from the outside without any allegiances.
Exactly, exactly. But going back to that unifying idea, bro. I mean, maybe it didn't click very well. But I'll say it again. Maybe it'll click again, guys, if you're still scratching your head. These Luciferian people are united under the idea of the Creator is their enemy. And the ones who worship the Creator, their enemy is even each other, right? Different denominations, but claiming under one umbrella. It's like,
Yep.
look at this. Look at this. If we, no, I'm not there anymore. But these people, it's like you keep condemning the Luciferian people, but they're not bickering amongst themselves, right? But the ones who are so bold in saying, we know what we're talking about, you're bickering amongst yourselves, right?
Dude,
Like you're
so
burning.
fun. I never understood why there were so many denominations, man. Like,
Well, we all know why. You know, when the Protestants fled from all that Catholic garbage, all hell broke loose at the same time. You know, and that's the thing. There isn't really truly a right way, I would say, for the human to live. There really isn't. And I think if there is one, it's always going to be short-lived. It can't continue forever. It just can't. It gets replaced. There was this philosopher, I forgot his name. He said civilizations are like, organisms themselves. They live and they die. The same thing with ideas. Ideas are like organisms too. They live and they die, right? Notice how the Greek gods were personified as, supernatural humans. But they died, right? They died. So ideas do die. You can only remember them and how they used to be based on the tombstone. Here lies the idea of what, right? But ideas are like people, is like nature. They live and they die. They become irrelevant. And so when you know this, being dogmatic and sticking to one idea faithfully and willing to be a martyr for it, even Nietzsche says that's foolishness. Because if you die for that idea dies with you. What
Yep.
you should do is adapt the idea. Not that you have to be a liar, piece of trash, scumbag. No, that's where the creativity comes in. Because if you cannot adapt your idea, it means it was just given to you and you, like a moron, just accepted it without testing its practicality in the current reality, right? So that's the thing, bro. I'm like, damn, these damn Luciferian niggas, they ain't worshiping no damn goat Baphomet nigga. They ain't none of that. That's all just to scare the others, right?
Yep.
The others will say, look, you're evil, you sicko, yada yada. Them dudes are laughing like, we're just chilling, we're living life, we got a damn goat statue in there just to scare these niggas off. And it's working, right? Like, are you people still praying to a goat? Of course not. Now, I always wanted to know the origins of this goat worship thing, but bruh, it's so uninteresting, the origins of it. Based on this history of Western philosophy, both the ancient Greeks before Socrates and them, they worshipped the goat because it was its only animal that was the most fertile, right? So it was a fertility type of thing, right? Exactly. So they didn't have cows like that. They had the goat, right? They were having goat milk and what like that. So because it was so central and important to their existence, without the goat's hair, right, its fur, they wouldn't have clothes. Without its milk, they wouldn't have protein. Without its meat, they wouldn't have protein. Without its horns, they wouldn't have certain weapons or whatever. You see what I mean?
Makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense.
Exactly. Once you actually know the beginning of things, well, life can be a bit boring, but it only then shows that you gotta make something up yourself. Now, the true test is gonna be if you are gonna make something up, does it synchronize with the current society right now? Because look at some of these crazy people on Twitter making things up. You're born a girl, but you're gonna cut your chest off, right? You're gonna cut your boobs off, and you're gonna attach a Frankenstein phallus to your nether region. That is an idea that you made up, right? But does it synchronize with nature itself and current society? Maybe with society, a small portion of it, but not nature. You see what I mean?
I mean, it is against nature, obviously.
That's complete insanity, bro. I once saw a picture on Twitter of some chick. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wait, women actually do this? You actually cut a giant chunk of flesh from your leg to create some Frankenstein stitched up phallus, and you put it there, and you thought that thing could rise in the morning? I couldn't believe it, bro. You know, I almost fell down. So, those people need to be put in a gulag because, you know, they're bad for society. But that's the thing. Nietzsche said, oh, how easy and how great it is for the normal man to be told what to do, right? To be given something to hold on to. Now, no one's really telling us what to do anymore. And I think that's causing, you know, partially of the crash outs. Because there is no institution like enforcing a certain way of things. Instead, they just want to survey you. That's all. They want to monitor you. That's all. It's like, okay, but are you going to tell me what to do? No, we're not. Come on, tell me what to do. They need an authority, you know, to tell them what to do. I come in, I'm like, yo, man, gotta draw with them standards. Who are you, nigga? I hate you. But you said someone should tell you what to do. Yeah, an establishment, not you. Okay. The establishments, they open all the floodgates. No standards, nothing. People going in that dungeon, right? Burn out in that dungeon. They don't know what's happening. They don't know what's happening.
It makes sense, man. I think a lot of things that are wrong, it's because of that. I mean, say what you will about religion, right? But religion grounds a man. And by man, I don't mean like a male. I just mean like humanity in general. Like, when people have something above them that is like a moral code, a moral guidance, and something that they can be devout to, it does lead to like that guidance that you're talking about, like an institution.
Right.
So in obviously a godless world, right? We don't even have to talk about God and world. You just speak about the household. If there's no leader in a house, if a kid has no dad or like just anyone to guide them, what do? They go outside. They do whatever they want. And you know a kid is not supposed to do whatever they want. That's how they end up in jail. That's how they end up in drugs. That's how they end up, right? So imagine that on a grand scale. Now, obviously, when you're an adult, you don't listen to your parents. No parent can control an adult. That's where like a religious institution can come in. But obviously, right now, we're living in a godless world where religion is like a joke, right? Even if you don't believe in, like, oh yeah, there's a God and he's creating everything, blah, 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 blah. I'm not talking about the supernatural aspect of it, right? I'm just talking about the ethical aspect of it, right? The moral code of it. Those books like the Quran, the Bible, or like the Buddhism or whatever people are devout to, those things, like they can ground a person's mental capacity also, not just like physical, like in terms of, oh, I don't eat pork, I don't do this, I don't kill people, I don't, like, even mentally it can curate your thoughts, because you know how, you know the difference between ethics and morality. Like, ethics is something that you're kind of told, but morality is something that can change, like it's yours. You can like change your morality.
Right.
So if you don't have a moral compass, right, whether it's religion, whether it's philosophy, it don't matter. If you don't have those things, you're obviously gonna go on the internet and listen to someone say, "Yeah, chop off your chest, right? Chop off your stick, chop off this. You feel great, right? Do this, you feel great." And obviously, because you have nothing, right? You got nothing going for you. You listen to no one. You're a free man, right? Because that's what everyone thinks freedom is. No chains, no nothing, no religious chains, no institutional chains. You should be free. This is what you get, Coffee.
Yeah, it was a mistake. I don't think. I mean, sure. What's his name? Albert Pike was like, yeah, this is exactly what we want. World War III will come from the great confusion and the absence of Christendom. Well, World War III is not, nukes flying as maybe he thought. World War III, we are the enemy, and the governments want our humanity. And I think, as I said, the very idea that you were sharing right now, the idea of needing morality, religion, whatever, that idea itself, notice, it's an idea, it's dying.
It is dying. It most definitely is dying. But the difference is this time, it's not dying. It is getting killed.
Well, either way, bro, it's being fine. It's being killed. It's being snuffed out. At the end of the day, this is just like normal life. All life ages, withers, and dies. Ideas are the exact same also. That means what's coming next. If your conspiracy theory about humans from the future came during the 90s to observe the past, I mean, they could literally still be doing that right now. We're just not there anymore, right? So, but I've seen a lot of people bring this up, how in the future is actively trying to accelerate the present. And I once said that why do humans exist? What is our primary function, right? And the answer I came up with was to accelerate the inevitable. All right. Only humans can accelerate the inevitable. What is the inevitable? The inevitable is the Big Bang whatever. That's what it is. I call it the Big Bang whatever. Right? Because which book was I reading? There was a book where I think it was The Secret History of the World, where scientists are trying to pretty much unlock or be able to read in between every atom in existence, right? And if they can do that, they'll know everything, the beginning and end of everything, right? And the guy who wrote the book said this will be the most devastating thing humanity could do, because there'll be no point. There'll be no point to anything anymore. That's it. Whatever caused whatever caused creation, where we all, assume that God did it, right?
Yeah.
This God, or whatever it is, it's trying to accelerate the end. It's trying to extinguish. Now, the people who say there are humans in the future, tampering with the present, trying to accelerate everything, I thought about this too before such videos came into my feed, where I was like, individuality is dying, right? Those who truly are individual people and express themselves as true individuals because they have a functioning frontal cortex, that is being killed very quickly. Where what you find is NPCs, and what is an NPC? It's an AI, right? It's an AI. So what you have now is that the actual AI, based on what these video guys are saying, of the future, it is actively tampering with the present, trying to make sure that more people are being born with a jacked head with no frontal cortex development, right? So they can never actually be able to be an individual. They cannot be critical and things like that. When that happens, you actually have just meat bags walking around. Meat bags who just repeat the loudest noise. Hunchbacks, right? And we see these hunchbacks attack everybody now. They're attacking the creator of Gachi Akuda. They're attacking everyone, bruh. Everyone. We're outnumbered right now.
Yeah.
Right? We're totally outnumbered. So it's like, if humans exist as an acceleration tool to snuff out the individuals, what happens is that all the humans that remain, who are not individuals, are legit just, robots to bring forth the end, I guess. But what does the end look like? What does it look like? If a God made everything, right? It must be that he wants to end himself. He must want to end himself. Now, there's one philosopher who said the universe came to be because God blew himself up and we are fragments of him. If that part is true...
I think I heard that, yeah. I like that too.
Right. If that part is true, humans coming together as they are right now is to pretty much rebuild, right, and accelerate the body of the God who blew himself up, right? It's to get to that oneness, right? But in order for there to be oneness, there can only be one idea, and every individual has to be snuffed out. But the way I see it is that it makes more sense that what Carl Jung would classify as the collective unconscious, that is the source. That's the source. We all as humans share 12 archetypes, right? There are 12 seasons. Notice all of this. It's 12 seasons, right? I mean, not 12 seasons, oh my goodness. It's 12 months, right?
12 months, yeah.
It's 12 months. It's 12 archetypes. How many thingies in the zodiac? Is it 12?
I don't know. I know nothing about zodiacs, bro.
Okay, either way, right? Either way. Carl Jung says the collective unconscious is the source. It itself is conscious. And it itself has been giving certain humans capacity to do great things. But he was doing that to pretty much bring the world into oneness, right? Bring the world into oneness. And when it no longer needs a Napoleon, it no longer needs an Alexander the Great or any of the great dudes of old, right? It's going to make sure that those people are born. And now what it's going to try to do is to make a body for itself, right? Because it's tired of living and dying through individual humans all the time. It's tired. It now wants to think about Full Metal Alchemist, the ending.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
Exactly. That thing wants to come outside with its own body, right? It wants to be, alive. It wants to feel alive. But because we all share that consciousness, right? I know it's like, look, Mr. Source of Consciousness, you're gonna get bored too, bro. You're gonna get bored, and what you're gonna do is probably do what happened before the Big Bang. is that you're gonna blow yourself up, and this whole thing gonna start all over again. All right.
Yep. Yep. Such an interesting, like you said, so many things. It's, I was like, but I like how coherent everything you said is, even though you said multiple different things.
Right. It's
But
coherent.
somehow they're all coherent.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like, it's been in my mind. I'm like, nah, something's off, man. What's going on here? Now it all makes sense. There's nothing nicer, right, than to read like occult books or philosophy books, but now you have the context, right? Because before I didn't have the context, but to get the context of all these ideas, I had to go to the source. Where did they come from? When and why and how? When you get that, it all makes sense now. It's like, oh, okay. But I chihuahua, bro, you know.
Yeah. Let me read some of the comments here. We got too many.
Oh, okay.
Where was that? Okay. Hollow Maiden said, that's a fire name. Hollow Maiden. Okay. I'm a man of very many hats and interests and who works a lot, so gaming calms me, but it also wastes time. If I want to actually build stuff, poison is poison almost.
If he wants to what? Build stuff.
He says he works a lot, so gaming calms him, but it also wastes time if he wants to actually build stuff. So he says poison that heals poison almost.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
catch-22.
Luck says something was waiting for him. I didn't pick that. Yeah. Seems like it, man. Dracula, there's some more lore over there.
Yeah, a lot more.
And then Black Swan says, you guys going to get GTA 6? I don't play games, but I might buy it. Don't succumb to the price. Don't get seduced, Black Swan.
Bro, don't do it, man. They delayed that game because they put all kinds of weird DI trash in it, right? Do what we recommend. Buy it 6 months later on sale with all the bugs.
Like,
fixed.
give it some time. Don't buy it day one, man. If you want to buy it, just wait. Like, give it like a few months. Like, because most of the time, even if it's good, it's gonna come out with problems.
Always.
Even if it's good. So just wait.
But
Don't
I'm not
pre-order
even hyped.
anything.
Are you actually hyped for GTA 6, bro? The hype died for me.
I'm actually. My relationship with this is actually not because of GTA in general. My favorite Rockstar game is Red Dead Redemption 2. That's the last game that they made.
Oh, okay.
That game is so good, man. That game is the only reason I'm hyped for GTA 6, but I'm not hyped to play GTA 6. I'm just hyped to see what Rockstar did to improve after Red Dead Redemption 2. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I could care less about the GTA franchise. I don't care about GTA at all. But I'm very interested in what the studio did, like technical wise, like just in gaming. I'm hyped for the game because of the predecessor. A lot of people think people are hyped. Well, a lot of people are hyped for GTA 6 because of GTA 5, but I'm not a big fan of GTA 5. Like, GTA in general. But I like Red Dead Redemption 2. I think that game is a masterpiece. And when I was playing Red Dead Redemption 2, in my mind, I said they cannot top Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, yeah?
I don't think they can top it. That's why I'm hyped for GTA 6. It's purely because of Red Dead Redemption 2.
Well, I wonder. I played it too. It was a great experience. But I'm a big fan of GTA 4, really, than any other. So.
Well, I think the hype is, it's warranted. I think it's okay to be hyped for GTA 6. I just think people should limit their expectations. I don't know what people are waiting for with GTA 6. Because I've never heard someone talk about, GTA 6 in a realistic aspect.
Yeah, because we don't have much information.
Exactly. So I'm like, the expectations for the game are crazy right now.
Yep.
I saw some leaked map on Twitter. It was like a huge ass map. I was like, no, there's no way they're gonna do a game this big. It's no, because the information that we do have is also outrageous. Like the game apparently costs $1 billion to make or something like that.
Actually, 2 billion.
Yeah, 2 billion. Imagine, like, you can already imagine what people are gonna be thinking. Like, this game costs 2 billion. Like, that's exactly what people are gonna be thinking the day it launches. The moment something is wrong with the game, they're gonna be like, "So this is what 2 billion is worth." That's the
That's
first
right.
thing they're gonna think of. So I'm like, you need to limit your expectations, man. It's just a game at the end of the day. Like, so I don't know, man. I am hyped for it, but I don't know if I'm gonna play it. In fact, I know I'm not gonna play it because I don't have a PS5. And even if I have 15,000 rent, I'm not gonna buy a PS5. So I'll wait for it when it comes to PC, which is probably gonna be like in 2 years or something. By then, it will probably be very polished, and the expectations will have died down. People will be realistic because the game will be out for 2 years. So I am happy with the position I am in right now.
That's right.
And then Hollow Maiden says GTA 6 is a must, but man, how long we gotta wait for it? The wait is adding to the expectations. I'm like, it's gonna be, people are also gonna be like, this is what we've been waiting for 10 years. They're gonna say something like that. And then he says, I like Capcom, but I don't know about that new Pragmata game with the little girl in space. Anyone play it?
Bruh, that game looks ass, dog. And the selling point from the so-called right-wingers of the gaming space is like, this teaches you how to be a great father. Or I'm like, what the hell is wrong with y'all? It's you mother effers who are not fathers who are saying this bull crap, right? Like, I just can't, bruh. That game looks ass. Oh.
So they didn't know how to be a good father before they played the game?
That's mostly their selling point, that this game saved a father of two from anxiety. This game is pro-fatherhood and whatnot. And most of those people saying that, it's like, did you buy and play the game?
Oh, you just saw some clips.
Exactly. Or you just assume that because it's a guy and a little girl and she's
Yeah.
on his back and they are shooting. Bruh.
Oh my god. Man.
Personally,
haven't
I
actually
wouldn't want to
played that
play
game.
such a game like that. It doesn't appeal to me. Like, what? Even if the girl's an android, it's like, I don't need no baby on my back as I'm trying to shoot people. Like, come on.
Yeah, no, I haven't played it, man. I also haven't played it. And then he says, true, because it's like when you grab your phone to record, you're looking at the screen recording instead of actual real life. Yeah.
It's scared. We're looking at Big Brother, waving to him.
I think we'll hit a boom in indie stories and IP in the future. As slop becomes slop, effort and creativity and authenticity becomes valuable. Off to lunch now. I hope so, but I don't know, man. Like the slop. The problem is because this guy is saying that the indie's gonna hit a boom because everything is slop right now, and creativity and authenticity is gonna be valuable. What do you think about that?
Unfortunately, now people gonna be like, see, coffee is negative. Nah, bro, I'm a realist. Basically, you believe that magically indie gonna hit a boom because of all the slop. Well, for there to be a boom, there needs to be funding behind it. And who has all the money? It's all the damn establishments that are no good. Right?
That are pumping out the slop.
Exactly. So, if then they be like, we're not even making a profit anymore. Let's go into the indie space and look what they got over there. They don't need a profit. That's what you got to remember. We are in a time where these people have amassed trillions of dollars. They've made deals with asset managers like BlackRock, who have trillions of dollars, right? They don't need to make a profit in order to keep operations going. They don't need a profit to pay off their artists now that they have AI. They don't need to. A boom can only happen when an establishment sees the value in something. But if an establishment doesn't need that value because it doesn't need that money, it doesn't back you. So what we have seen is, number one, the Avatar Last Airbender movie. Amazing movie. It got shelved. It was locked away in a vault. Somebody had to hack the system and put it on the internet. Number two, Release That Witch. Recent Chinese anime. Brilliant. Absolutely amazing. Funding got cut in episode 7. It was supposed to be 12 episodes. It was amazing. It got apparently 2 million views on Bilibili. It was the highest rated. Because it was amazing. I was watching it, bro, and I just couldn't believe that something like this is actually being produced. It was too good to be true. Right? BlackRock, Larry Fink called, yo, you better cut that Chinese good stuff over there, right? Cut it right now. And what did they do? They cut it. So
Chinese anime be getting crazy, man.
yeah. But hey, if it's too good, they'll cut it. So there ain't no boom coming, bro. Sorry.
And then Bloodness says, eating grasshoppers. I wonder if they taste good.
Maybe if you put all the right seasonings, you know.
Hey,
Maybe.
it reminds me of that movie with Chris Evans, Snowpiercer. You ever seen that movie?
The one where they in a train and they're eating like bugs and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie.
They're just eating it for the protein, bro.
Don't remind me. Hey, speaking of bugs, oh man, isn't that what that mother sucker at the World Economic Forum said? You'll eat the bugs and be happy. You gotta be joking, bro. So, yeah, I'm good.
Alright, man. Kurusu Samakun says, Pierce has a YouTube channel? And then Lux says, yeah, bro. And then it just keep going. And then my channel, yeah. London says, Brandon Chen, the strongest liar.
The most powerful liar.
And then he says, fuck them power trippers. Man. Senpai says, someone needs to be the dominator and they need weaklings to control to make things easy for them. Why dominate the powers that be if weaklings are simple to control? When you brainwash them, that's what they probably think.
Oh. I suppose.
Yep. Lindo says, finally a discussion between you two after so long just got on. And then he says, won't the adaptation of an idea in modern times eventually lead it to be corrupted and no longer be centered around what it was supposed to be about? And Coffee, one more, if I may ask, according to you, I guess it's saying, do you believe that there is some power that does exist, but problem is you are unsure?
Wait, that was all in one sentence? One comment?
Yeah, but he split the comments into two, son. But it's one thing.
Okay, let's start with the first one. The first one didn't have a question. It was just like, we finally talking.
Yeah, and then he says, won't the adaptation of an idea in modern times eventually lead to it being corrupted and no longer be centered around what it was supposed to be about?
Yeah, that's pretty much me saying every idea dies. Ideas are like organisms. They die.
Yep.
Yeah. As for the second one, do I believe there's a power, but I am just unsure? Now, I want to say what Socrates said. I know one thing. If there's anything I know, is that I don't know, right?
There's a cop out.
Yeah, but I want to say I know, right? And what I know is that there is something, but I just don't know what it is, and I cannot call it a God as we know it. You know, I can't. It's just something. It's just something, bro.
I mean, there's a guy who was asking people, he was like, do you think if a God exists, right, he is a God that a human mind can conceive?
I've heard
Because
those before.
because if a human mind can conceive a God and that is the God, that means that God is the limitation of a human mind.
But that always sounded like absurd to me. That was always like an attempt of like, gotcha, let's not even talk about it because no one can ever comprehend God. It's like, it's the quickest way to end a conversation, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's like the Catholic priest would be like, you cannot understand the Trinity. No one can. Blah 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 blah. And you're like,
Okay, let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this. Do you think in the world of bloody hell, Jacob can comprehend that he's being written by Moses?
you know, there was a time I wanted to do that. Like, nah, someone is putting me through all of this.
Exactly.
Who is it? I wanted to do that before, but then I was like, no, that's just gonna break the immersion. Like, hardcore.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Think about it the same way then. Like, don't you think it would break the immersion of the... I mean, I'm sure, right, like, if there is a God, I would assume that it would be, like, outside of, like, I don't know, this realm. I don't want to say realm, but, like, it would be outside of everything, right? That's what I would assume. Because I don't like to think about religion in a supernatural sense.
Yeah, honestly.
But if I do go there, I would like to assume that it's not something like how we see God in fiction, right?
Well, I guess we can never really know, bro. I mean, we have.
That's the beauty of it, bro. That's the beauty. I like that we can never know. I don't
hate
want
it.
to know.
No, I hate it, bro. Right? I hate it. That's why in bloody hell, I do show who the King of Light is. In the chapter I'm going to show you. It's if I can't explain it to you, this next chapter will explain it for you. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. Okay, let me read more. That's a good question, Lindo, by the way. And Lux says, I remember talking to an atheist before, and from what I gathered, it's almost like they do believe or think there's a God, but reject it because they're angry about it.
Yeah,
And
a
they're
lot of
angry
atheists-
because why is there a God? And they suffer the way they do. They can't wrap their heads around it, and believing there's no God is their cope.
Yeah, I've never understood why atheists are angry, bro. Like, I don't think I've ever met an atheist who was, chill. Never. Always huffing and puffing, bro. I'm like, yo, bro, chill.
That's so funny, man. Believing there's no God is their cope. Oh my God.
In other words, they too need to believe. Believe that there's nothing there except but you
So they
believe
can
it.
justify the suffering that's happening in the world.
Basically. All humans need to cushion their soft minds with either there ain't no God, he hates us, he doesn't exist, so we're suffering. Or there is, but he's so kind and merciful, he lets, the evil people kill us so we can go to heaven sooner. Like, yeah, okay.
He missed us so much. Lindo says, I recently came across a quote by a philosopher, and it sums up why I think it would be a stretch for people to believe in a God. And what it talks about is that, say you come across a person who you may deem as just evil. For no good reason, it would make somewhat sense to say that if such evil exists, then there may be an opposite force to counter it. That being a person who is honest, good, humble, and the like. And if there is evil that exists in the spiritual, would it be a stretch to say there is good and there is good and ultimate good at that exists?
If there is ultimate good, then there's no such thing as duality. But reality is built on duality. If there is ultimate good, then that ultimate good practices duality, right?
Oh,
So check it out. Even the God of the Bible admits, I think it's in Jeremiah, he says, I, the Lord, cause all these things. I create good, I create evil, right? So if
Yeah.
he's all good, but creates evil, well, he's practicing duality. Reality can't exist without duality.
yeah, I don't think it can.
Exactly.
Makes no sense. And then he says, like witchcraft that exists, and I would like to see an African with experience tell me that it does not exist. You have experience. Correct me. So would there be a good force fighting against it?
Well, so it was the question was separated or you separated?
I think I separated because he was like ultimate good at that exists, like witchcraft that exists, and I would like to see an African with experience tell me that it does not exist. You have experience. Correct me. So
So African
there-
witchcraft that is what? Good? Is there
I think he's saying like if there is evil, is there good? Like witchcraft exists, so is there an opposite of witchcraft? I think that's what he's saying. Would there not be a good force fighting against it? That's the last thing he said.
Oh. No. Actually, if I were to explain it from the perspective of somebody who's been under that African witchcraft, I would tell you that there is no good force in African witchcraft. There's no idea of goodness. You just need a stronger bad force. It's all bad. You just need a stronger one, right? So if everybody's firing against a potential, and there isn't a let's say a shakaho, a keto. They say the keto would be the good one. That means your Getsuga Tenshu just has to be bigger and more lethal than the other guy. Right? That's African voodoo for you. But now that I'm out of that and I can see like the bigger picture, this stuff only has real power over you if you've been exposed to it from a young age. Right? Because how these witch doctors operate is that they can't explain it how English people can explain the subconscious, right? They don't explain it like that, but mechanically it works the same. How they influence your subconscious mind. It's the same mechanics, but a different way to explain it. And after all, they don't really want to explain it for you to understand. They just want it to settle, right, in your mind, right? And they will start telling you when you see these things, that's going to be confirmation. The more you expose to that, the more power it will have over you. But it's actually literally just a mind trick, right? But it's not easy to get out of. So.
Yep. Orluk says, the way people turn freedom to madness. I mean, that's the crazy thing about freedom. Freedom is whatever the guy who says it is.
Yeah, he's free to be crazy.
Exactly. If a killer says, I'm killing these people because I'm free, he's not lying.
Yeah, he's not lying.
I mean, like, freedom is a crazy thing, man. Like, I mean, Aaron killed 80% of the people because he said he was free to do so,
Nah,
And then
technically,
Lux...
he killed them because he had to. They would have killed him if he didn't kill them.
Exactly, and he had the freedom to make that choice. And then Luck says, the way you said it is killing me, Pierce. Sounds like you really don't like astrology. Hey, man, like, Zodiacs and shit. Hey man, like I was playing Uncharted the other day, and there was this puzzle about Libras and Sagittarius. I was so annoyed, man. I was like
What's,
I don't know,
what's it
man. I'm
doing
just
here?
not savvy with the astrology stuff. Maybe I need a girl who's into that stuff so she can teach me.
Yeah, let her bring out the tarot cards and everything too.
Oh man, Bloodness says, what do you guys think about IShowSpeed's influence playing the jokester around the world? Any positive or negative?
Pure negative, bro.
Negative?
Bro, IShowSpeed literally traveling the world and barking at niggas like a damn dog. And it's like, nigga, you just had to be a damn gorilla, huh? This all you got. This all you got, traveling around the whoop, 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 to people's faces. What the fuck is that, bruh? That nigga don't deserve squat. He's funded by BlackRock, I'm telling you. If any retard making money, traveling around the world, barking at niggas, BlackRock funding that retardation. Straight up. There's just no way.
Alright, man. Alright. Me personally, I don't know, man. Like, I don't consume his content, so I don't really know.
But you
I don't
see
even
it.
know what he does all the time. Like,
He just screams, bro. Remember when he was here? He was in Cape Town. He was in Joburg, right? What was he doing?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know how this guy got famous. I don't know what he does. I just know that he's very famous.
He literally just screams on Twitch, playing games, crashing out. I think his most biggest clipped video is when his girlfriend cheated on him. She was like dancing with this other nigga and he was crashing out live.
Oh,
And yeah.
damn. That's crazy. What does it take to hold down a woman these days?
Bro, God can't even hold down a woman. Like for real, I mean, even Paul says, yo, let the young women who are widows marry again, or else their passions will pretty much override the spirit. So I'm like, wait, the Holy Spirit can't even hold down these hoes? Nope. So what you gotta do, bro? How were they held down back then? Yeah, we all know how they were held down back then. So, what are you supposed to do?
Yo, that's crazy, man. Speed's girl cheated on him. I didn't know. This is new lore. New lore unlocked.
Yep.
And then, Lindo said, GTA 6 announced there will be pride parades. Those who are not part of the LGBT community, smile. And those who are part of it, smile. If you know, you know.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, because if you know, you know. We're gonna grab that you know what.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Luck says, lol, as though kids are like Diana. This is 2026.
Like Diana?
I don't know what that means, Luck. Explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old. And Senpai says, like that one Berserk hidden chapter, Griffith wanted wings.
That chapter was amazing. It explained so much, a bit of too much, but it was so accurate, man.
Yeah, it kind of like gave us more Griffith than we've ever gotten Griffith. I don't know, I felt like before that chapter, like Griffith always felt far away, even to the audience. Like, even though he's seen him that time when he was, like, scratching his back, right? Like, bleeding, like, being vulnerable with Casca, with Dots, even with Charlotte. Is that her name? That princess girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, even when he was being vulnerable in all those moments, he always felt far away, man. Like, I always liked that scene where he's, like, running to the castle that is, like, always above him, far away. It felt like he was the castle and we were Griffith.
Oh, that's a nice one. But I
Yeah,
see what you're saying.
he was always so far away. And I think that's why a lot of people like Guts, because Guts was always there.
Right.
We saw his struggle. We saw his issues with Gambino. We saw him fight for, like, just surviving. We saw him find the Band of the Hawk. We saw him leave the Band of the Hawk. We saw him with Casca. Everything we know about Guts, he was there. That's why we like Guts. We resonate with Guts. But Griffith is difficult to resonate with because if you haven't read that chapter, he is far away. Even though you have him like a lot, he has a lot of screen time in the Golden Age saga, right? And he's still far away.
It's very mysterious, but that was definitely part of the interesting part about him.
Very interesting. Very interesting. I was actually selling. I was talking to someone who's never read Berserk, and I was talking about Casca, right? Like just giving them Casca's background, and after like giving them that whole thing, they were sold on Berserk.
Oh, just like that.
Like that.
Did you
like
tell
you're
them?
Telling them.
Did you tell them Casca got handled?
I told them like everything from the birdhouse. She was living in a poor village, and then some aristocrat guy came and he said, "I'm gonna give you guys potatoes and veggies if you give me that girl." And then they sold her, and then that guy couldn't even wait to get to the palace. He was like, "I want you right now in the carriage." And she tried to make an escape. And Griffith saved her a little bit, and then he was like, "There's the sword. You gotta do the rest yourself, right?" Because that's him. He doesn't want to get his hands dirty. So after telling them that whole thing, they were like, "Wow, that's really cool."
Right.
When I try to sell people on things, I just give them like some random snippet about the story. Something that I think is like underrated that a lot of people don't talk about. I saw this one guy on Instagram recently. He was selling a One Piece to some guy who's never seen it before. And the way he was selling it, it was really nice. I think One Piece does not need to be over 1,000 episodes, honestly.
Nope. Not at all.
I don't think it needs to be over 1,000 episodes, man. I mean, I like One Piece, right? But I don't like it as much as a One Piece fan does, obviously. I mean, there's a guy in this chat. I think his name is Ola. His profile is Luffy. I'm sure I don't like it as much as Ola, right? I like it enough. And I'm not up to date. I think I'm on episode 800 or something, and I stopped. I was like, no.
It's too much.
Bro, like... Anyway. And then Lindo says... And on the thing of bloody hell, Jacob has a fairy, and he can perform soul sync, and he becomes more powerful. What about King Arthur and Lancelot? Can they perform a sort of soul sync and become strong? I know Lancelot can. I don't know about Arthur, though.
Yeah, you saw Lancelot can. Arthur, I don't want to say no, but there's no need.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I think Arthur is just one of those characters that are like... You know how... Gohan was stronger than a Super Saiyan 2 at base form, something like at some point in the story, like he's just that fucking fire. Like he doesn't need any power ups, man. Like
yeah,
just that guy who knocks you out in base form. I don't know. I think giving him, he's already the enlightened one, man. He's like the guy who was floating to his sword as a kid.
I mean,
What else does he need?
he came back from heaven, even.
Exactly, bro.
So he don't need nothing.
Yeah, I think those guys need soul sync just to like compete, right? So, like, I wanted to say another thing. Now you brought up bloody hell again, man. Like, Lancelot's character, he's like, when you see him in the earlier chapters when he's interacting with Julian and Ivory and he's so pissed off and stuff, he's so serious. And then before he fights with Alex, he's so chilled, he's eating, he's like so carefree. I think there was a dialogue that's like, I can't believe the second strongest human is this guy. And he's so relaxed.
Yep.
And I was like, what? This reminds me of like, I think Lancelot might have been the main character if Arthur wasn't alive or Jacob wasn't alive. Lancelot could have been the main character.
Funny enough, I guess, but that just was never in my mind, bro. I don't even know how I came up with Lancelot. He was just there.
Dude, Lancelot got the sauce. He's got that staff. He's got lightning powers. He's that guy, man. Like, I'm telling you, he's got the sauce, bro.
I'm glad y'all like him.
I mean, the fact that he's so happy with being number 2. I mean,
he never even tried to be number 1 because it just so happened that only he could pull out the staff from that rock, you know. So, it just happened.
no, he's got a personality, man. You know, he's got a personality. I feel like him and Jacob. I want to see interactions between the two characters.
Yeah, I didn't want them to meet. I think they'll meet before going out on another adventure or something. But the Arthur and Jacob need to have a long talk about everything. Because
I think that's definitely gonna happen. That is for sure gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
I don't know about Lancelot though, because Lancelot is a chilled guy until he hears you're a vampire. Like, he seems like he can get along with anyone until you tell him you're a vampire, and then it's like on sight, man. Like,
or if you want to hurt Arthur as well.
yeah. So I'm like, yo, like, speak some stuff about Arthur or say anything like about vampires, yo. Because I think him and Alex could be friends. Like, we saw how Alex is, how he's a pretty chill dude. And even in their fight, you can tell these guys kind of respect each other, right? They both don't want to kill each other, first of all. And, like, they kind of respect each other. I just feel like they could vibe, right? But the Alex has some vampires in him, man. He's got that vampire blood, so he can't live.
Oh, well, he did say that I'm not going to kill you anymore, but I am going to adjust you type thing. And I think he went too far because it's like, man, that was pretty brutal how you were adjusting him like that, you know? But, oh well. When Arthur shows up, it's going to be interesting how he's going to be like, either he's going to fight or they're going to talk. It's going to be interesting.
Very interesting. And then Luck says it will definitely break immersion. Muzi being the king of light.
Damn, I show up there with my glasses, bruh. They're like, yeah, nigga, it's me. That'd be demoralizing,
and then
bro.
he says, plan to do that. The final antagonist will meet the being that represents God, vent on him, and receive no reply. It's like Avatar. Did you watch this latest Avatar movie?
You mean the aliens or the animated one?
I mean the aliens, Pandora, the James Cameron one.
Bro, I can't with those aliens, bro. I felt that movie's anti-human, so it is
anti-human. It's very anti-human, actually.
You see? So what about it? What happened in there?
Oh, in the third one, there's a scene where they actually show the god of that world.
Oh, okay. Is it also a big blue alien?
No. It's like, they didn't show us the whole thing. They just showed us like a side profile. Like a glimpse, kind of. And it was like, it's interesting. I want to see what that means, because they didn't show us what it means.
Oh.
I'm not sure if she looks like that because of the person that's looking at her, right? You know how they say humans rationalize everything because their brain is too small to comprehend things that are bigger than the brain? Yeah. Like, if you see something so supernatural, you need to limit it and make it make sense to your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if that figure is God, but it's taking the form that the viewer wants.
Oh, that it can handle.
Yes, I'm not sure, but maybe that's way too much writing for like a movie like Avatar. Maybe that is the God. I don't know, but that's what I'm thinking about anyway. Yeah, and then Black Swan says South Africans believe witchcraft supersedes zodiac.
These niggas, bro.
Oh shit! Lux says Diana, the girl from the Pragmata game. Oh,
Oh, her name's Diana.
I didn't even know, man. I didn't play that game. I didn't even watch it. I don't even watch video games because I don't want any spoilers, especially video games that I don't care about. Like, not interested at all. And then Black Swan says ancient Greece mythos versus the the jungle wizardry.
Jungle Wizardry just can't win, bro. Because them niggas didn't write it down. It's like, come on, man. I want verse 5 of niggawizardry.com. Where's the book? Nowhere. So.
And then Lux says real girls aren't close to how she behaves. I basically raised my kid sisters half the time. None of it was fun. Yeah, man. Like, I don't get where that came from. It teaches you how to be a better father. I don't get it, man. And Senpai said, One Piece definitely being milked, lol. But it's okay. 7. It's an okay 7 to me. I like One Piece, but it's okay. Hunter x Hunter is a better One Piece if Togashi wasn't sick all the time and Jump didn't break that man.
Yeah, I agree with that last part.
I mean, I think Hunter x Hunter is just a better, like, it's, I don't know, is it a better story?
It's a better everything, bro. Hands down. Come on. Come on.
And the problem is I'm biased because I like Hunter x Hunter more than One Piece. Hunter x Hunter is one of my favorite shonens, man. But I'm like, the problem is what I like about Hunter x Hunter is not the story. It's everything else. Like the characters, the power system, the world. Everything besides the story. I don't even know what the story is after Gon.
The world is the story, bro.
Exactly. But the thing is, that's the same with One Piece. It's like One Piece is being sold by how vast it is, right?
Really? I thought it was sold through the eyes of Luffy and his experience.
Exactly. And he wants to explore the world and wants to go on adventures because the world is so big. He doesn't even, like, want the One Piece. I know this because I think, who's that guy that was training him? Rayleigh or whatever? The guy who was on Roger's crew? He knows what the One Piece is. He offered Luffy to tell him what the One Piece is. And Luffy was like, no, I don't want to know what the One Piece is. I don't even want to know where it is. Because I don't care about it.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you, how far are you with One Piece, bro?
Hey, dog, I started reading that bull crap a long time ago.
I'm telling you, there's a scene where he's like, yo, I know what the One Piece is. You want me to tell you? I think on multiple occasions, I think it's not even just Rayleigh who did that. I think even, like, someone on Whitebeard's crew was like, yo, you seem like that guy. I can tell you if you want. We know what it is. And Luffy was like, no thanks, man. I'm not interested in that. I just want to be, like, free, explore, do shit that I want to do. Like, so I'm like, I don't think it's, like, Luffy. I think it's just Luffy is the catalyst to explore the world and shit. I think that's, I don't know.
I don't know either, bro. I just can't take it seriously.
I don't know either. Hey, Lux says, bro, you reached 800. I stopped right before Marineford long ago. I might check it out again, but once Wit animates it. I mean, yeah, I mean, trust me, after Marineford, it's just like, there's one arc after Marineford that's good. The other ones you can live without them, man. I don't recommend anyone go past Marineford, honestly. Lancelot was a vibe for real, but his type doesn't really work well for main characters in my opinion. They shine much better as side characters. Jacob planning to set out to meet Arthur even had me hyped. Yeah, I mean, I do want to know what that conversation is going to be like. Because imagine being told what you plan to do, you're not going to do it.
What do you mean, being planned?
Like Jacob, planning his whole life around killing Dracula, and Arthur being like, "Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. I'm that guy."
Well, I would say Jacob already knows that now. You know.
Yeah, but I think he knows it, but it hasn't set in, bro. Because considering the story is just a few weeks at this point. Yeah, we get flashback from 200 years ago, but Jacob literally found out today in the story. That information has not sunk in yet.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. Damn.
In the timeline of the story, he found out today that he's not the guy.
Yeah, that's true.
And the only way he has used that information, and the only way that information has made sense to him, is comfort him in the fact that, like, he doesn't have to whine anymore about killing Dracula. It gives him a peace of mind and some composure. So far, that is how he has been using that information. The fact that there is a King of Light, there's Arthur, there's a guy who's strong enough to wipe out everyone. That information is only consoling him to the point where he's calm enough to face Dracula without breaking down.
Right.
And what did Dracula do? He broke him down even with that information by shooting Lisa right out the sky, out of his body, bro. So,
Yeah.
like, you can say he knows that information. I'm just telling you, knowing something and understanding it is two different things, my brother.
That's a good point. Well, with
What?
this other chapter, this new one, yeah, you're gonna be like, all right, when he does talk to Arthur, they gotta talk about this part, because Dracula is showing him his real origins. Because Arthur spoke about the Dracula everybody knows right now's origins, but Dracula himself will show Jacob the true origins, that something Arthur didn't actually know himself. Right. So
That is interesting. I do like every interaction with Arthur. I don't know. I feel like Arthur always gives us,
context.
yeah, he always gives us something to move the story along. Like, whether it's narratively, philosophically, I don't know. I feel like every time, the reason Jacob bores me as a character is because when we go back to him, the story does not move forward at all. Only he moves forward in the story.
Oh.
But when we go to Kaiser, the story moves forward, and the characters, yeah, they're there, they move with the story, but the story moves forward more than the characters. But with Jacob, Jacob moves forward and not the story.
And I think I hear you. I was like, because I always wondered, I'm like, okay, what matters more, the story or the character? For me, the character has always mattered more, right? Because it's character driven, right?
Yeah.
Because if a story moves quickly or it can leave the characters behind, then there's no attachment, you know? So
Yeah. I noticed this when every time we go to Kaiser, we get some lore drops. We know about Dracula because of the Kaiser stuff. We know about Arthur and how he eradicated vampires from the Kaiser stuff. Like, every time we go there, we get stuff, man. I'm telling you. So, yeah. But let me read more. Blah, blah, blah. And Lindo says, the way you both talking about bloody hell, almost like the creator is not with us. Really? Is it really this possible to be excited about what's going to happen in a story, even though you, the creator, you've been surprised by what happens next?
hey man, it's interesting and fun, but I did want to say that it actually is very difficult writing a long form story. It's difficult because everything has to be coherent. Otherwise, you're gonna be exposed as to, like, this nigga don't know what the hell he's doing, right? It's got to connect. It's got to make sense. Otherwise, you're doomed.
Yeah. I don't think any other, like, mangaka has done this, actually. Like, not mangaka, but, like, indie comic guys. Like, have a live stream where just talking with someone about the story, being excited about it, just talking about possible things.
Yeah, I've never seen it in my life either, bro. This is the first. This is the first.
And Senpai says all you need is Ant Chimera arc, and that's it. 10 out of 10. Dark Continent seems extremely interesting. Chimera arc is it is a 10 out of 10 arc. Honestly, I'm not even like gonna argue that, man. I remember how serious that Chimera on, even before Meruem was born, even before those big three ants were born, it was still serious. You had like bugs killing people in the street with guns, bro.
Yep.
I was like, damn, this is serious.
It was a total change of tone.
Yeah, it was like so different. I remember I noticed a change. I don't know who Gon was talking to, but that guy was talking to Gon, and he was talking about how Gon is so calm about everything and it's unlike him. And he was wondering if Gon is worried about him lying to him. And Gon was like, well, if you're lying, I'll just kill you.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yo, what? And he said that with like a straight face. I was like, yo, that's scary.
Yeah,
And then I knew that the tone has shifted right now. It's a different story. So yeah. And then Senpai says One Piece is the Luffy show, but Hunter is the world. Oh, Hunter, the world is the story. Yep. And Lux says, yeah, it was Rayleigh. Luffy was even pissed he offered. Yeah. Luffy did not want to know what the One Piece was, man. So I think after that scene, I knew that this can go on forever, man. It's just not gonna end.
I ain't got no time for that.
And then Ugo Blatt says only Gon and Killua get development. Leorio was kind of stunted, and Kurapika only in York New. I guess so, but I think Leorio is the guy who suffers the most in terms of development. I think Kurapika, that development in York New was more than enough for him, man.
Yeah, I'd say so too.
It was like more than enough, man. It recontextualized everything. So, yeah, Senpai says Luffy drives the narrative. The setting is just candy for the story, but Hunter x Hunter World makes it story. Okay, I get it, man. JVZ says true. Luffy said he won't have a boring adventure. That he will quit being a pirate if he knew during the time in the show. So the only way Luffy will know what the One Piece is after the show. Got it. Ugo Blood says, yeah, I made the One Piece till WCI till I dropped it. I'm guessing that's an arc. Is it Wano? Is it Wano? I'm not sure. The pacing is so stretched. One Piece pacing is horrible, especially if you're watching the anime.
And it's yet the best anime in the world.
The pacing of One Piece, man, it is. Yo, maybe further on it gets better, but it's bad at the start. It's so bad. Like, they will do nothing the whole episode. Yo, Jesus. Okay, and then he says, Senpai says, the character are interesting and compelling, which makes it better. Gon is gone, but I want more from him. The story makes you want more. Gon probably isn't even his dad's kid, but a Nen Power and possibly Granddad explored the Dark Continent, world building and story at its finest. Seems like you know a lot about Hunter x Hunter, man. And he says, One Piece, Luffy is just wannabe Goku. And I like One Piece, not hating. The fact that you have to say that, I feel sorry for you, bro. You're scared of the One Piece people. And then Lux says, Pierce is low-key helping you hold that story down better. Really easy to forget these minor details in past chapters.
Hey, bro, like, it helps, man. I was, of course, I would forget. This is why you need an editor if you're having a long-form story.
Yeah, you're too close to it.
Yeah, so, hey. But I also noticed that this is why it's essential to take breaks. And even with this latest chapter, I took like a lot of pauses, and I'm glad I did because I ended up putting two new pages that were outside the storyboards. So, yeah, kind of do have to take your time a little bit.
Yeah, I do. And then, yeah, if you're that in tune with the story and especially the characters and love them, you love talking about them. In fact, you'll be the number one fan.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, JBG says Luffy is more dumb though. He's what, 19? Goku is a grown ass Saiyan man and is a contrast from Z to Super with his personality. I think our Toonami dub made Goku more believable with his intelligence. Yo, I actually heard something interesting recently. I heard someone say that in the sub, Frieza doesn't say, "Hello, monkeys," like he doesn't do all that stuff. It's only the dub that does that.
Oh, well, it's more interesting that way. Don't you think?
It's very interesting. I think that is a very interesting detail, bro.
Yeah, I would say it just adds more friction between the two.
Yeah. And then Lux says, so I really don't understand how they go when mangakas say they don't like their characters. It's really odd to me the way they treat them solely as business. That is weird. I've always wondered why they always say stuff like that.
They demoralize, bro.
I mean, you made that character. Like, how can you not like... I mean, even if the character's a shitty human being, it's like... You made him like that. And you made them for a purpose. Like, I don't care if it's to highlight something, to contrast something, there's a message in there, but I don't know. And then Stir's Wheat Kick says, did you give Lumbeto permission to use Jacob in their Instagram post to promote their company?
Lumbeto? Who the hell is that?
I don't know, maybe I'm saying it wrong, but it looks like Lumbento. Lumbento.
Damn, what company is it?
I don't know.
Damn, bro. I don't know who that is, but they asking for it.
And then Lux says, only anime I watch at 1.5 times speed and it feels normal. That's One Piece. I'm betting money that would be One Piece, bro.
That's how you know it's terrible.
And then the last comment is Ugal, and he says, did Hunter x Hunter take an immunization shot so that it can't receive any criticism? The anime community glazed it like a donut.
Bruh, that's what they do, you know?
I mean, we just talked about Leorio not having any development. I don't think that's glazing.
Nah, he ain't saying we're doing that. It's just the anime community in general. It's because it's trending. It's the establishment's biggest flag, you know. So it's all dishonest, bro. It's just dishonest fandom.
Oh, shit. This guy says Lumbento is an indie manga company. I don't know if you've heard of martial arts. They drew one of their characters defeating Jacob in a fight a few days ago.
A few days ago. I know who you're talking about. I saw him draw literally a copy and paste of Ichigo in his Dangai Bankai form, standing behind Jacob and was about to cut him down. And I put a laughing emoji there. I think he blocked me. So it's like you promoting your company using my character. I mean, bruh, you see what's going on? These motherfuckers don't exist without me. Like, Marshall is one of my enemies, right? So, in order for Marshall's company to have relevance, y'all gotta put Jacob in the ground? Really? Y'all are some sad motherfuckers. So, I didn't know about that, man, and it doesn't really matter. It's just a bunch of losers. Like, I'm sure it got maybe 5 likes or 10 likes. If it got a lot, it's really pathetic. Because it's like, if you want to challenge Coffee, can't you do it to his face and tag him? Nope, can't do that. So whatever.
I did not even know about that. That's
bruh.
crazy.
Like it's so irrelevant. Like we're out here talking about cosmic reality and interdimensional stuff, bro. Like we were not on the Earth, right? And some hunchback decided to just draw some bull crap that nobody cares about. Ah, come on, bro. I ain't got time for that.
Yeah, I think that's all the comments. Luck says One Piece indeed. I knew it. That pacing is atrocious, man. I think if Wit does do a good job, they should fix that pacing. That's
Bruh,
one thing that I think
if
they should fix.
anybody who's watched One Piece before watches that remake, something's wrong with you, bruh. Like that right there exposes how bored and how desperate we are for distractions. They're literally remaking something that's still ongoing. You gotta be joking. They might as well get another artist to republish One Piece from chapter one. You know, might as well.
Once, bro.
They probably gonna
One
use
time.
AI to do that. So, it's just unreal. Like we're stuck in a loop of old things always being the new thing. Like the real new stuff, like Bloody Hell, or anything we're doing on Coffee Originals. I mean, the public, because they're not being told to go check it out, are like, I don't know. So, oh well, it's fine.
Yeah.
But all right, y'all. Tomorrow I gotta go into the slave job. But it was a good live stream. Let me take my medicine and hit the hay. Well, Pierce, hopefully the power issue won't get you again, but it probably will, huh?
Hopefully, man. We'll see.
Ash. Well, yeah, y'all. We'll try to be back next week. If not, you know, Pierce's electricity, had issues again. So it is what it is. Alrighty. Let me